left off, our intrepid heroes made their way out of Aaron City and to the vineyard and villa they had inherited due to their good deeds. They found it to be full of bees who had cleared it out of nasty evil ghosts who were smote most righteously.
Probably evil ghosts.
Yeah, most likely evil ghosts. I mean,
we
of
will
course
never
they were
know,
evil.
so
They were
therefore we
smote.
shouldn't bother worrying about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. The villa is now perfectly secure and full of bees who are repairing it and fortifying it so that they can commence their search for the necromancer, wherever it is that he may lie.
When we come back down from Cardentold, that's what it's named, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is literally going to be like some kind of gigantic bee fortress here. It is just going to be like a citadel of bees.
The citadel of bees.
It's going to be pretty amazing, or ridiculous, or horrible. I don't know which one. Probably great. A mix of all of them, actually. Probably knowing the bees.
That sounds accurate. It's just gonna be a thing. Just roll with it. Everything's fine.
Just roll with it. Just don't question it. Just continue.
So, having left the villa behind, the PCs are making their way towards Carnhold, where they intend to stop off on the way at the tower and Casternex's place and possibly investigate this whole magical lost city full of ancient knowledge that may or may not exist in this valley. But on the way, they encountered a group of lizard folk who were none too keen on letting the party pass.
I believe we have one unconscious one, and I will inform everyone that I had a genius idea.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. I will hold aloft the bag that hides everything magical inside it. Knows all that it did. And I will have the book placed in there and promise not to open it until we reach Casternex. And then I will start a small fire and just dump some random junk into it. So when the lizard folk awakens, we can inform him that the book is burned, it is done, and to fuck off. We decided it's not worth the trouble.
Fuck you guys, now no one gets it.
Well, I mean, they wanted it burned in the first place, actually, so they should leave us alone, all things considered.
Fucking weirdo lizard people.
Yeah.
They are the most inexplicable of intentions.
Yeah. I mean, they are very much so alien creatures. It's difficult to understand anything they do.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll wait for him to wake up. I will indicate the burnt pile of like paper ashes and shit like that. And any attempts at scrying that book will show it as fucking gone.
Alright. So, if you guys want to take a short rest now, you can all presumably burn some hit dice or some healing spells.
Yeah. Is the horse able to burn hit die?
I believe the horse just recovers its health on a long rest. They don't really, like NPCs generally don't have hit dice.
I get slots back from short rest, right?
No.
Oh, how was it? That's long rest, okay.
Yep.
But
you're not a warlock.
Tape it up. Put my little gold
bandages
on it.
Fuck yeah. And I'm going to spend Arcane Recovery. And I don't think I can do a third and a second level.
So you guys can handle your paperwork while about an hour pass. Well, actually, let's see how long it takes this little guy to wake up. Yeah, it's only an hour before the tied-up lizard folk regains consciousness. His eyes just blink open suddenly, and the golden orbs sort of scan around for a moment, but he doesn't move. He just sits there.
Hey, wake up. Look over here. I'll tell him in Draconic.
His eyes, like, twist up to look at you, but his head doesn't move.
I will point towards the ashen pile that still smolders.
And he looks at it.
Tell those who sent you the book is destroyed. Don't come back, or we'll kill even more of you.
Let's see. Make a deception check. With advantage for having the burnt ashes and all that. Okay. The lizard folk's eyes blink very slowly.
Mama like.
Suck.
Wait, can you do that on a skill check? What ability are you using to just give people d8s?
It's bardic inspiration.
You need to do that before people roll.
Right. Forgot that part. Too much Warlock.
Yes, let's see here. Yeah, I'm afraid it is. It's
Yeah.
post-roll.
You must give it to them, and then they can spend it.
Okay. The creature can wait until after rolling d20 before deciding to use Bardic Inspiration die, but have to decide whether before the DM says whether the roll succeeds or fails.
But also, you have to have the Bardic Inspiration
Of course,
die.
right? Yeah, to have it.
Remember,
spendable.
the
No,
Bard doesn't spend the Inspiration dice. You
that's right.
spend
The
the dice.
player spends
Yes.
it. Yeah.
So, unfortunately, too late, but regardless. Yeah, the lizard folk's eyes blink very slowly before it makes a, like, little grunting sound and says...
It may still be slightly concussed.
And it's definitely concussed, but... yeah, so it just gives you a nod and asks in Draconic if it can go now.
Of course. You can't tell people if you are here. Go. Do not let us see you again.
Alright. Let's see. What is the strength score of a lizard folk? Idly curious. Random lizard folk. Strength 15. Okay, yeah. So he will go over here to the unconscious ones and just pick up the two healthiest looking ones and, like, drag them behind him as he goes. Bloop.
I'll look to the others and swap back to common. I told him the book was destroyed and that he should tell whoever sent him that, and then told him if we saw him and his people again, we would defeat all of them too.
Well, hopefully we won't have to end up killing more lizard folk.
Oh boy. So there is one who's still alive and also a giant lizard. Are you just going to leave them here?
They aren't dying out. They'll just wake up eventually under their own initiative, right?
Yeah. In fact, it looks like the lizard folk's actually already woken up, but he also is not saying anything.
Yep, I will hop down and over to him. Follow your friend. Go away.
It blinks at you and says, "Very well," and then turns around and leaves.
I'll look to the others and shrug. Now, is this thing woken up yet?
No, it will not wake up for several hours.
Okay. I'll leave it half a ration, pat it on its snout,
Alright.
and clamber onto top.
It gets a snoot boop. Yeah. During the course of your short rest, you are able to recover some stuff of value from the Drake Blood and the Shaman. Specifically, you find a gemstone set in the tip of the Shaman's staff that you guess would probably run you around 600 silver. You find a shitload of coins on the Drake Blood in a big leather pouch. And he is also wearing a slender gold crown that could fetch a pretty penny should you choose to sell it off.
Not bad. Yeah, I mean, sure.
So if one of you wants to add that to the party loot.
Party loot.
1 slender gold crown, a
I'm
bag
on it,
of
don't worry.
coins,
Sorry, I was muted. I'm already typing. It's all good.
and a gem worth, what, 600 silver?
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can count the coins later.
Yeah.
When we are not busy.
Yes, there are many coins to count. So, with that out of the way, and the lizard folk sent off to whoever or whatever sent him here, the party can resume their journey. And probably get about here by day's end.
Seems good to me.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Uh-oh.
Things!
Another random encounter.
1 on a d20, that's never a good sign.
I know, right?
Let's see. Would one of you kindly roll me a d6?
I believe in Frida.
Oh, very well.
Nice and safely middle of the road.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, so as you are entering the forest proper, you come to this slight but fairly sharp incline in the land itself, surrounded by rocks and these big, gnarly old tree roots. The forest here is almost like a solid wall of trees that just starts in the middle of nowhere on these grassy, hilly plains and then just juts back off into infinity. You can see that this forest is incredibly dense. I mean, you've been here before. But out from inside, as you get ready to set up camp, you can see a light swishing through the darkness within. It fades and flickers in and out of sight, but it is certainly moving, and it seems to be coming towards you.
Coming right for us.
It is coming
Stand
right
your
for you.
ground. What the fuck is the flickery ghost light in the middle of the woods?
Alright. Well, you know will-o-wisps are things. And you've also
Okay.
heard of corpse lanterns, which are basically undead spirits that sort of mesmerize you if you look at them too long, and they'll lead you off to your doom.
Okay, I will warn people that it might indeed be both of these things.
I see.
Okay, so I just fixed my sound. What did I miss?
You have
Everything.
you started to make camp at the wood's edge, and you see a light coming towards you.
Obviously we try to look closer at the light.
I know, I already warned you one of
Okay.
the bunch of the things it could be. Will-o'-the-wisps or ghost lanterns. Which, if you look at too hard, may very well mesmerize you, which is why I then didn't immediately try a perception to be like, but what does it actually look like? In case that's exactly what happens to me.
Are those things usually in the forest?
They are now that things have gotten a little bit more menacing in the forest recently.
There was also, if we recall, the necromancer did wander through the forest, and
Could've left
who
some
knows what
monsters.
that guy stirred up while he was around here.
You know what? I do have advantage on shit versus being charmed, and I can see good. I might give it a go at perception anyway. I'll take the risk.
If you start walking towards it, I'm going to trip you.
Alright.
I will slowly give counter song.
Alright, so Kreshia starts trying to give it a peek, and yeah, Kino, why don't you go ahead and give me a athletics check. Skow can make an athletics or acrobatics check. So you're trying to trip her up.
Wait, what the fuck? Have I actually been charmed then?
Oh, I thought you were going over there to have a look. Or are you just squinting in the darkness?
Literally just squinting into the darkness.
Okay, well, it's dark.
Yeah.
Whatever it
I
is
was gonna say,
is
like, wait, what the
outside the
fuck?
range of your dark vision.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh god, I have
Obviously, as
this
the
camp
slowest
screen.
member of the party, I should look at it.
So I just opened up the camp screen, and it's you're fucking like before character
token?
art existed tokens. Jesus.
Oh wow.
Well, this has worked for us before. Friend or
Oh,
foe?
sweet.
Hey, it
Whoa,
is
whoa,
the old
whoa.
us.
Come down there. Come down there, DCL. Just almost blew my ear out.
Really?
Yeah, your audio
Yeah,
is
yeah.
way.
Your mic is
Oh, it's the little
doing that
little
fucking
Oh.
buzzy
Super
blare
loud.
out thing.
Give me a second.
Oh, that's who that art was for.
Yeah, it's Zira.
Loading,
Block.
loading.
And awesome fucking Jeffrey's new rad ass token art.
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen it, DCL did us some fucking sick art, which you guys can see. Yeah. Just totally non sequitur our way out of this potential
Zira
encounter.
looks so smug.
She is smug Borko.
Test.
Yeah,
Test
look at
test.
Jeffrey
That's much
there.
better.
Alright, hopefully it won't be ear-blowing bad.
Yeah, it seems fine.
But yes, Zanza kind of yells at the general direction of the little light beam, friend or foe.
Alright. So there's a moment's pause, and you can all see the light just stop moving, and it flickers a little bit, and then finally you hear a strong masculine voice call back, "Friend, if you be as well,
Of course, we're always friendly.
who
Take
goes
out
there?"
the max hit points.
I am Zanza Ilgade. These are my friends. You can all be introduced. I'll kind of step closer to wherever the light is.
Where is it coming? Where is it in the like? Where actually is it on this in regards to us on this map?
It is coming from the north of you guys.
This way.
Come, sit with us. Let's snack and talk.
I'm gonna
Alright.
take Zira's example and
Good girl.
Alright. That's my ball.
Alright. So you hear from the insides of the forest that same voice say, "I'd not trouble you, friends. I have a dangerous prisoner with me. Wouldn't do to put your lives at risk."
Oh, a dangerous prisoner, you say? We're a bunch of adventurers seeking justice. May we be any help?
Let's see. The voice comes back. No need for that. Like I said, I'd hate to put anyone in danger. I have this taken care of.
I'm gonna have Ira go on a little sneaky scutter through the underbrush and go see for me what the fuck that is, actually.
Okay.
And I was just thinking of doing the same thing with Oscar.
Okay, so the familiars go prancing forward.
Yep, go for a stealthy underbrush skull, my sweet little spoda girl.
Alright, so I think Oscar's probably the one who sees it first, since he's much faster than Ira.
Mm-hmm.
You see a tall, heavy-set fellow, probably catfolk, wearing dark red armor embossed with gold. And he's leading a woman behind him on a chain. She's got her wrists bound, a gag in her mouth, and she's wearing a blindfold around her eyes.
Interesting. What other features are noticeable about her?
Let's see, she is wearing fairly ragged clothes that have been torn pretty badly, not like, slave girl, everything spilling out torn, but like, I just fell down a hillside full of sharp rocks kind of torn up. She doesn't appear to have any items on her person, like she's been stripped bare of everything but the clothes on her back. She has dark, flowing hair and emerald-colored eyes that are glancing about. She's a catfolk, by the by, with the little
A
black
blindfolded,
tail.
visibly eyed catfolk, huh?
Sorry, yeah. Derp.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to blindfold. It could be like a fucking just a mask. She also happened to be a proud fencer with a broad hat.
Yes. No.
It is,
Alas. But yeah, she does have the blindfold on, and yeah, it seems to be this fellow's prisoner.
I'm wondering if it's
I
like a whole part of
recognize his
dynamic.
clothing or regalia or anything.
Yeah, you can make a religion check to see if you do.
13?
13. No, I don't think you do. His armor bears a symbol of a large hammer grasped in two hands. That's just printed on the front of his breastplate. And indeed, he's carrying a two-handed hammer slung over his back, as well as a smaller hammer on one hip.
I confess she does not look all that dangerous. Where are you taking her to, and what is her crime?
I kind of give Zanza kind of gives a look at Kreshia, like, really?
I glance along. What? Oh, you can't see her.
I mean, it's just like, even if she doesn't look dangerous, neither do you.
You're kidding. I look hella fucking dangerous. I'm literally covered head to toe in wizard shit.
Kind of my point.
Wizard shit.
Okay, you have earned such a spanking, it's unreal.
Yeah, Mary also has no idea what this is.
I will describe his
Can you-
signatory.
Oh. You guys want help with that?
Yeah, please, I describe it. Do you recognize where that's from? Holy peoples?
Religion.
I'm gonna give Zanza
Religion.
a roll, not because he
I'm
would
not gonna
have
give
this,
myself inspiration.
but because Zanza is such a nerd that he might know. But probably not.
Nope. Nope. Well, you do have your bardic inspiration die, so you can go ahead and pop that if you want. See if you can get to that.
Alright, that's what. I can't get past 13, so.
Don't you have a D8?
Yours are D8s.
Oh yeah, D8. Yeah, so I need to hit 15, so.
Could happen.
I'll see.
It does not happen.
Nah.
Nope.
Alright, so yeah, none of you guys have any idea who this fellow represents. Yeah, to answer Kreshia's question, you asked him what's her crime, right? And where he's taking her?
Yes.
He will answer, I take this woman to the capital city for execution. Her crime, necromancy, most foul.
Oh, of course then.
Whoa, wait
Execution is the only thing
Wait
that
a
she
second.
doesn't.
up. Zanza,
Smack.
Shh.
do you have proof of her necromancy?
There's like a long moment's pause. What proof more does one need than the word of a knight? I have slain many of her foul undead to apprehend her.
I mean, far be it from us to argue with you, but we've had to be dealing with, quite recently, a large number of very untrustworthy knights, and you're speaking to royalty, so, you know, I can maybe button up a little bit there, fella.
Alright.
What was the description of of that lady we were supposed to be trying to find?
Yeah, Kasner.
Yeah.
Kasner's kid. Like, that's exactly why I'm like, this might not be a good idea to go shouting about executions.
Yeah.
So the familiars see this fellow sort of like scratch the side of his head underneath his helmet, and he looks perplexed for a moment, grumbles something to himself, and just makes a waving gesture in your direction like, fie on them. And like takes a 90-degree turn and starts walking in a different direction.
Hey, don't you walk away from us, you dick.
He's walking away from you. He's just like, I'm not dealing with this shit.
You heard royalty and you walked away? No.
Kreshia, where are you going? I'll get up and
He's
kind of
walking
follow
away
Kreshia.
from... Oh, yeah, you're blindo. He's walking away from us.
But he had nightly business. Of course
That's
he's
not
trying to
proof
disturb us.
enough. I don't recognize what kind of knight he is.
Alright, so yeah, you hear... He hears footsteps coming after him, so in one swift motion he shoves the girl down on the ground, puts one boot on her stomach to just pin her down and pulls the hammer out from over his back and levels it at the lot of you. I warn you, stay back. I will not have more bounty hunters after my prize.
You, Sir Knight, are going to stand down immediately. You are in the presence of a princess of the queendom.
Make a persuade check.
I'll give advantage.
Alright. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So, now you fucking remember stuff.
Okay.
Frida adds a dramatic music sting to the end
Oh,
of
it's a
it.
20,
Damn.
over a 20.
Yeah, it is. Alright. So this time when you say it, he seems to be given pause and says, pardon me if I do not take your word for it. More than one band has come to try and steal this woman back. Can you identify yourself?
My name is Princess Merisiel and Dira Duskrender.
Begging your pardon, milady, but I'm going to need proof of that. Alright, I can get you a torch, Zanza.
Yeah. Light up. I'll cast light on my staff. And we'll just step forward.
Alright, so let me pop these open here. So Zanza and Mary both have little torch icons now.
Torches.
Controlled by all players. There you go. So once you light those up, everyone should be able to see each other.
Yep.
So, Mary, what do you do?
Got the same.
Shit, you got a signet ring, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I will look back at everybody like, okay, be careful, like, just in case.
Yeah, I'm ready. If he tries anything fishy, bammo.
I will step forward.
Alright. He will, slowly lower his hammer, like it's okay for you to approach, and underneath him, the woman is squirming and looking at you with big, pleading eyes.
Through her blindfold.
God damn it. No, actually, no, I think her blindfold has come off at this point. Like, when she got thrown down, it just, lifted up so you can see one of her eyes now, and it's just like, help.
Some cinematically crappy blindfold.
Yeah, also that.
Right.
Expressions.
I will raise a hand and will show him my signet ring.
Alright. He will...
which would, I guess, have the, a royal crest on it.
Yeah, so what does that look like?
Oh, I think I'm pretty sure I've thought of this before. I've considered that before. What is the Duskrender family crest? And considering who Skeza what Skeza was, I would assume that it would be like a circle of what looked like tails, and there's 9 of them, and inside would be held inside of these tails in this circle would be I guess a harp, considering she's the champion of Kalira, and she is a fox now, I guess. So
okay, so yeah, you show him the ring, and he makes an intelligence check to see if he can figure out if it's fake or not, and regardless, he pretty much believes it to be true, so he will now fully lower his hammer, and he will drop to a knee in front of you and say, "My apologies, my lady. I did not mean to offend, but..."
Does he just kneel on her face? He drops to a knee.
Yeah, he does. He does indeed. He does not give the slightest shit about this woman, so yes, she just gets, crunched underneath his plate. And he says, "As I said, 2 groups of hunters came trying to reclaim her for her master. They also tried deception to pry her out of my clutches. Forgive me,
Gentlemen.
please.
Could you please at least step off of her and come join us by the fire? We'd like to know more. We're following in the wake of necromantic events.
All right. Yeah, so he will indeed stand up, and if no one, attacks him, he will move in towards the fire and drop his prize off on a rock. And, considering
be
there's
ashamed.
royalty about, he will replace the blindfold on her, so she is completely helpless.
Don't be ashamed of your caution. Considering the power and ability of necromancers, every caution needs to be taken.
Just gonna let it pass for now. Fair enough. Frida, can you look over her? And also, does this chick look like even a little bit wizardy to me?
I mean, define what looks wizardy to you.
Any evidence of things like magical pigments,
I'm
like
just gonna-
ink stains, like roots under the nails, tattoos.
Yeah,
anything like
you
that.
can make an investigation
Not
check
weird.
to give her a look over.
Girl,
She
what is
sort
your
of-
name?
and she's got that
She's-
gag in her mouth, so she can't
Yeah,
really
she's
answer you.
blindfolded and gagged.
Oh.
Probably best she stays that way unless she casts a spell.
Yes,
I think
indeed. A lesson I've learned through many years of experience with her kind.
We
My
are
friend-
searching for somebody. Someone we were trying to protect someone from the errant necromancer that is around. We believe that they were going to try and find a young woman and recruit her as an apprentice. We've been trying to locate her and bring her in for protection.
Not only that, she has an ancestor who is interested in meeting her.
The knight sort of looks
I would like-
sad at that and says, I know not if this is the woman you seek, but she is guilty of crimes against the natural order of things, my lady. She must be put to death.
Not that I question your honor, Sir Knight, but did you see her casting any necromantic spells directly?
I did, indeed. We fought at a hilltop on an old graveyard, an elvish place several miles north of here. When she became desperate, she threw back her hands and fell green energies sprung from her fingertips into the ground itself, and bones arose, fighting me at every turn. It is a miracle I escaped with my life. Only by the grace of the good Lord Kandarn am I still here, to bring this woman to justice.
Oh, Kandan.
Sounds
Yeah.
like as definitive proof to me as any.
I'm looking over her with an investigation check then with that. It's a
Alright.
21.
Yeah, with a 21, she definitely has, dark splotches on her fingers that could be ink stains or possibly, a very fine dirt she's been digging through.
What was
Go ahead.
what was the we had discovered that there had been some I guess interbreeding with this family line. We were trying to, but it was she's Kaestner was an Amazon, but they did. Her family did interbreed with the cat folk, right? I think
Possibly, but
possible.
I will say that you have learned that Annika Kaestner, the woman you're looking for, is an Amazon.
Yeah, I'm mostly just hoping that this chick might actually know of them.
Okay, so we are looking for an actual Amazon.
And this is catfolk.
Okay.
Yeah. With all respect, I would like to question her. I'm prepared to cancel any fell magics, trust me. I will wiggle my fingers in faux mysticism. Or I guess not even faux
Yes.
mysticism. I will wiggle my fingers in mysticism.
And if she tries anyways, we'll swiftly let her know what hell waits for her on the other side for her transgressions.
One moment. I'm going to look at the girl with my special eyes. I will detect magic about her.
Okay. Kreshia, you can roll Persuade with advantage, and Merisiel, you detect no active magics on her.
Okay. I will keep an eye on her, and if she decides to, if she, without our permission, begins casting any kind of magic, I will dispel magic on her.
Okay.
I will immediately start to, just cancel it.
Okay.
I will bring out my great sword and have it ready to pretty much decapitate her.
Trust us, we're taking every precaution, but the information that she might have is worth more than whatever some bounty would be.
She could be a valuable lead on this necromancer.
Know that we do this for the good of the kingdom rather than our own gains.
Alright, so the knight seems unconvinced by this, and he'll say, I beg your pardon, my friend, but I cannot allow you to remove her gag. She is a dangerous spellcaster. To have her cast a spell on a princess, and he'll look at Merisiel, I could never live down that shame.
Both princesses here are powerful mages. If anyone could protect themselves from any kinds of necromancy, it would be the two of them.
I am watching her,
Indeed,
and I can see magic. If she begins to cast anything, I will cancel it. And my compatriots are likewise capable as well.
Please, more lives than our own hang in the balance.
Alright, at this point he won't stop you, I mean he really can't, but he definitely looks like this is a bad idea.
He doesn't like it, I know.
Yeah, and his fingers will, like, clench audibly around his hammer, sort of crinkling in their plate.
Like I said, no caution is too much caution. If you wish to take position with me next to the necromancer.
He's right there. he's next to her.
He is indeed.
Well, I mean, is he, ready to smash her head in?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Alright,
good.
I will warn her with the blindfold that there are a great many weapons pointed her way and two very capable casters, and then I will gently untie her gag.
Alright. She will cough a little bit as it's removed, and she'll, lick at some drool that's accumulated on her lips, and give a low, long sigh.
Would you answer some questions for us?
She seems
I'm
to
sure
consider that for a moment before saying,
yes.
Considering my position, I don't feel terribly inclined to do so, no.
It's not as if we're really giving you the option. And I'll kind of poke her with my greatsword.
Zanza.
If
Zanza,
you kill me
please.
now, that's fine. Sir Knight here seems intent on me facing the gallows in the city. Might
Yes.
as well have a nice death here, rather than walking all that way.
Look, they need to talk with dying right now. I'm sure
What is
that
your
you have-
name?
My name is Cleona.
Do you have a... Was it a surname? Is that what it's actually called?
Yes.
Do you have a surname? And
No,
a last name.
I'm common born. And she seems to sneer a little bit at that.
Don't disgrace your blood. You should be disgraced by the fact that you're a necromancer, if anything.
Zanza, come on. Shut up. Look very pointedly,
Shut up,
this is
Zanza.
this is really not how to question someone.
She will scowl in your general direction since she's still blindfolded.
Sorry, didn't know we were with the interrogation squad experts.
I'll blink slightly. You've gotten very, very snarky. Look, we're just trying to learn
Yeah.
some information.
That was
and
out of
randomly-
character. Shut up.
Ugh,
It's hard to tell when you get salty.
yeah.
Zanza's not that salty. Only hordes necromancers.
Except what are we looking at right here? Goodness me.
Yeah,
Okay.
he focuses on
Don't
all
try.
of them.
Don't try it. It's very easy to see it.
Yeah.
Because he has to actually get the salty token, remember?
Yeah.
I know it's not a war horse, it's just a regular horse, but it's still salty. You
Very
can get
true.
it.
I'll look to Cleona. Listen, I'm sure that for whatever has occurred, you're determined to go to death or whatever it is.
I'd really prefer not.
Of course, understandable. It might so well be that perhaps imprisonment is something that would be possible instead. I'm sure you heard at least the gist of our conversation.
Yes, I'm
Have you
mute,
met
not
the fairy?
deaf, with that thing in.
Of course. Have you met the fairy?
What fairy?
I will throw an insight.
Alright.
22?
22. Yeah, she seems genuinely sort of curious at that.
Huh. Interesting.
What about the burned man?
Is this some sort of game?
No.
I
Whether
do
you're
think it best we don't tell her anything she doesn't need to know.
Why not, if you seem intent on me being imprisoned or murdered?
I know the ways of you necromancers. You could be resurrected by your master, and we'd have to fight you the other night.
I'd like to point out I'm not a necromancer.
Says your word against the night.
Exactly.
Why don't you tell us
Yes.
what happened? What led you to being taken prisoner by this knight?
Okay, I'll sit down, pull out a water skin, and pop off her blindfold.
Alright. She'll blink and look around at the lot of you, kind of recoil from the light. So you're offering her some water? If so, she'll gladly accept
Yep.
that. It's probably been a while. And she will say, "There's a graveyard not far from where I live. I'd heard that creatures patrolled there in the night. I went to investigate. Sir Knight here found me fighting the undead and assumed I was in control of them and knocked me over the head with a hammer. When I woke up, I was bound like a slave, dragged to be murdered in some city far from home."
What city? What town are you from?
So the knight's sputtering at this, like, lies, lies, and slander.
Look tonight. Shut up, everyone gets their own turn.
She will say, "My village is just north of the lake on the edge of the woods."
Can you bring up the map?
Yeah, sure.
No, she's bound. She can't bring up a map.
Yeah, she can't bring up a map.
Sure, just let me bring up this codex entry.
What town is this? Oh, right there. There's a town there.
She says there is.
That is
What?
quite a ways away indeed.
Yes, I've been walking for days.
And you took this route instead of Cardenfold? A glance at the knight.
He'll sort of give you a curious look. "I'm not going to Cardenfold. I'm going to the capital."
That's
Here's
what I
a
mean, but I mean, you could have gone to Cardenfold instead.
Or halfway.
Yes, Halfway Fortress as well would have been a particularly apt choice.
I mean, she is being
Seems
tried for necromancy. It is
Shut
a
up,
rather
Zanza.
extreme crime.
This is the most direct way to where I wanted to go. Why go all the way to Halfway Fortress?
I mean,
I do
why
have
go
a-
to Aran City at all in the first place?
That is where you take criminals like this. The Knights of the Tome keep their fortress there.
I do have a question for the accused. You said you were investigating the graveyard of a city. Were you involved in the city? Did you live there? Are you a registered adventurer? Is there any proof that you're not?
She
no such thing as a
blinks at you.
registered adventurer.
Register.
There's no such thing as a
My bad.
registered.
I'm mixing up lore. My bad.
You in an anime right now?
Okay.
No, shut up. I mean, maybe.
Frida puts some apple in Sansa's mouth.
Are you in an anime? That is exactly where they would have registered adventure.
You're not wrong, but
Or an
shut up.
MMO.
Oh God.
So yeah, she looks curiously at Zanza and says, "It's a village, not a city, and I'm not an adventurer, nor am I registered anywhere. But the people there know me."
Okay.
I kind of give a growl to the knight.
He
Would you
looks
tell
at,
us of these
like, all of you.
undead?
Who are you asking that to?
Cleona.
Okay.
And then I will also ask the knight to see if his information is corroborative. And I'll let him know. I do also intend to ask you, so, stop with the interrupting. People,
Yeah,
please.
they'll both say
No,
that they encountered skeletons in the graveyard.
Okay, then. Were they already there when you were present, Cleona, then? How did you come to be attacked by them in the first place, if what you're saying is true?
They weren't up and walking when I went into the graveyard. I entered through the small iron gate, went to the innermost parts near the mausoleum. Then the skeletons laying inside jumped up and attacked me. I had to fight my way out back into the night, and then I met the knight. She'll glance over at the old cat folk.
Yeah. Say, does this, I
Okay.
don't know, old catfolk look like the kind of guy who would take down someone blasting eldritch magic at him? Or does he,
Yeah, I was gonna ask if she has a spell book on her.
She has nothing on her at all.
Where are her possessions?
I stripped her of everything when she was apprehended. I left her belongings back at the graveyard.
What,
What
why would
were
you...
they?
What did she have on her person?
Seems to think about that like he barely remembers. Staff, some sort of book, a pouch of herbs, I think, some sort of bandolier.
I will look at the girl.
She'll
Is that
just
true?
nod. Like, yes, that's everything I had on me. Plus my coin purse. She'll look at him accusingly.
All heads turns to the knight.
I don't think we have a foot to stand on there. Just
Hey,
being
yeah, but we at
completely
least
honest.
do so from our killed lootings.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, we
Okay,
don't.
No, we don't. No, okay. We have Sierra, and she's the best
We
girl, but
really
shut up.
don't have
Yeah, you
foot
have
to
a
stand.
literal kleptomaniac who follows
She's
you
the-
around.
but she's also the best
Okay,
girl, so it doesn't count.
nobody knows that, okay? Except, her
Except-
mom.
Yeah.
Zanza just... Okay, so Zanza believes Sarah to be a good girl, so fair enough.
Yeah.
She is a good girl.
She's a
And
super
so yeah,
good
the
girl,
knight
she's my
will
best
just
girl.
shrug and say, "Good coin, it's hard to come by. What?"
Fair. Now, here's the thing. Does Marcus have the ability to truth people? He is a Paladin.
That is a good question.
Adjuvants? Musita?
Sorry, what's that?
Do you have the ability to truth at people with your paladinliness?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't normally truck with casting spells. They're usually more efficient to use holy power for smiting evil. But, I mean, I guess this once I could be coerced into, using more complicated magic.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go to sleep afterwards, so I mean, it would be a waste of your holy power not to use it right now, right? Fucking dope.
Oh wow.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Okay.
Alright then. I will opt to fail the save on purpose and then attempt to tell a lie.
Alright, what do you say?
I attempt to say I don't find Mary attractive, and I opt to fail the save on purpose. which is an obvious lie.
All right. So slightly bad news. Marcus, you are aware that both of them passed their saving throws.
The
Oh,
knight and
well.
Cleona.
Both of you guys were resisting, huh? That doesn't speak well to, your innocence in this. Seems like both of you might be leaving out something that maybe you ought to be, explaining.
So the knight will look at you, Marcus, pretty much level on. He's maybe like 5 inches shorter than you, but he'll sort of cross his arms over his breastplate and say, "Sir, how dare you impede my honor?"
A knight should have nothing to fear by telling the truth, in all fairness.
Yeah, the little guy's totally right.
Though, on the other hand, Cleona resisting the zone of truth also does only bring suspicion on her.
I mean, yeah, you kind of had a we'll trust you implicitly here. You both decided you didn't want to do that, so suspect that, maybe maybe we should, I don't know, place both of you guys under arrest until we can figure out what exactly happened.
Yeah, it might take a little bit of time out, but, if they're going to have to resist it, then I suppose we could see to them both being detained whilst we go and investigate a graveyard, take incredible periods of time out of literally royal duty. Let's stare pointedly at literally both of them.
Wouldn't it be more efficient to keep them here for a night, wake up tomorrow, and then zone of truth again? And then if they resist again, then we go like, okay, time to go investigate a graveyard and see if she's actually guilty?
I didn't want to kind of indicate that he couldn't just try it again, but, that's cool. Thanks.
Out of character questions?
That's fair. But yes, no, I'm not saying, I'm not leaving any idea that this couldn't just be attempted again. How'd they both react to this little ultimatum?
I mean, is Zone of Truth generally a stealthy spell that you can cast without people being aware it's casted?
No.
Exactly.
So Cleo just rolls her eyes like, "Oh God, not again." And the knight looks increasingly more cross and says, "I am a paladin of Kandarn. I will not be restrained. This is madness."
And these are princesses of the land. Your command only is valid through their royalty.
My royalty.
Yeah, I don't have jurisdiction here, but I am royal. I'm pretty great. My royalty is only good for leveraging for fun stuff, usually. Or at least making people stop in their tracks when they realize they might get themselves, have their souls destroyed by an elf queen.
The point is that as a knight of the land, you should be cooperating to make sure that justice is actually done.
That is why I am taking this woman back to the capital to face justice. If you are intent on defending her, then I suggest you come with me.
I'm not intent on defending anyone so much as figuring out the truth for sure. Necromancy is a heavy crime that should not be leveled lightly.
Zanza's learning. I'll pause.
This
You
is
know
true.
what? How about this then, if you seem so intent on taking her to Iron City? You'll have to be taken into custody until there is a permission to do a hanging. Cleona, would you be willing to tell us where this graveyard is so that we can investigate ourselves? As
Yes,
soon as
if
we know
there
the
are-
answer, we can literally send, do or don't to the castle. Like, drop
If
of a
there-
hat, easy peasy.
If there is undead, we must investigate it.
So what exactly are you offering the knight? He takes her to Iron City, puts her in custody, and then...
In custody, yes. And then we'll check and say, give the yes or no on Captain Hangin.
Okay, yeah, he's totally fine with that.
What is your name, knight?
My name is Sir Reginald. He
I
will
never
give you
trust
a
a Sir Reginald,
bow.
you guys. This is bad. I don't trust the Sir Reggie.
Okay.
Sir Reginald, you swear on your name as a knight that you're trying to bring this woman in for justice for the crime of necromancy, with no ulterior motives.
I swear it before the princess and before Holy Kandarn himself.
Zanza will nod at that and go, all right. Then we will conduct our investigation just to be extra sure that she is a necromancer. However,
That said as well, having her dead would...
if we find anything to suggest that you're lying or trying to subvert the truth, you too will face justice.
I find this most fair.
Yes, and please, Sir Reginald, I understand that she is a prisoner accused of pretty foul things, but if you could keep her in good condition, because quite literally, if she turns out to be a necromancer, there is important information that we need corroborated. It's just a lot easier to do that with proof.
Right. He'll nod, and you see the accused necromancer like looking around nervously, and she'll just say forlornly, "Please, he's going to kill me. Don't let him take me, please."
I'm not exactly convinced that you're not a necromancer either. You too resisted the zone of truth and have suspicion on you. We'll make sure that if you're actually free of this crime, that you will not be killed.
Make a persuade check. See if you can calm her down.
Okay, sure.
Give advantage. Trying to treat her all good and stuff. Fucking no need.
Alright. It takes a couple minutes, but she'll eventually calm down, although it seems more like she's resigned to her fate than truly convinced she's going to be alright.
And speak loud. Look on the bright side. His identity is very thoroughly known, and if you don't turn up to Iron City when we get into contact with them with information, and you're for some mysterious reason dead, we'll hang him. I'll say smiley and brightly.
I agree with this. The only crime that should be treated as seriously as necromancy is the false accusations of necromancy.
Very true. And yeah.
I'm
now.
gonna look at the. I'm just gonna make sure to look at the other knight as well with my detect magic.
Alright. You see magic on his hammer.
Understandable.
And nothing else?
Nothing else. Or wait, no, that's not true. He appears to have a magic potion on his belt somewhere. Like in a little pouch.
I mean, it's not like he said he was a paladin or anything.
I know, I'm just making sure there's nothing like an illusion around
No, it
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
appear to be.
him.
I thought
Just,
you were trying to power. I thought you were trying to power level him to be like, could this guy even fight a necromancer?
No, I'm literally just seeing if this guy's like has any kind of like spells like just surrounding him, like an illusion or something to obfuscate who he is.
Not that you can detect. All you see is a magic hammer and a potion.
He has his hair has been dyed with a bottle of Jim Dark Magics just for mage.
Fucking, yeah, I don't know. It's magic hammer.
Yep, it's a magic hammer.
It's a pretty cool hammer. Alright. Are they willing to stay within our camp then for the passing of this night before continuing on?
Reginald is, yes.
So I have a question. You
Right.
know if your familiar dies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oscar, dear, please go with them.
Sacrificial kitty.
I mean, it's not a sacrificial kitty.
Alright, yeah, Oscar will complain about it, but, he'll go with them, he guesses. It's better than having to go face down his own old mistress again, anyway.
I was gonna say, actually, yeah, he does get to kind of dodge a bullet.
Alright, so he'll bound back into camp. Boop. Yeah, Reginald will plant Cleona on the ground nearby, and he'll take a seat by the fire and pet the kitty.
It's true. The kid, I mean, Oscar has a special ability as well of making everyone chill the fuck out because he's a cat, and you want to pet the cat.
Okay, then start patching up Fiona. So,
Alright, yeah, she's got some cuts and bruises that could certainly use tending.
So I'm gonna go to Kreshia. What do you think about this?
I mean,
Something seems a little fishy.
let's face it, Sir Reginald is looking somewhat past his days, and I wouldn't be entirely surprised if his acquisition of Cleona was lacking in drama. But I've always got a terrible lead on, like old dudes. That said, as well, there's obviously shit that Cleo wasn't saying. It seems weird that he wouldn't, take some of her affectations, unless, not educated enough. But he mentioned, long learning of many fights with these kind of people. You'd think, you'd know it would be safe to take a book, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, if her book is still there, I mean, it's a wizard book, so it's not going to just, get shitty from the rain, then we'll be able to find out what kind of spells and magic she actually knows.
Unfortunately, it is some distance away.
I mean, it's still, between us and our destination at Cardentold, so we can stop by there.
Yeah.
We'll see. This doesn't stop us from seeing Miss Casener and then continuing on to Casternex to deliver the book, hopefully, unlizarded. And then, yeah, we can continue up to that village and then from there off to Cardentold.
Do you think he's hiding out in the mausoleum, perhaps? The way she described those skeletons almost makes me think that they were guards or something.
Yeah, that was my concern. It's initially why I asked her if she saw all the fairy, because if he was there to do the actual summoning, then it would indicate he was using that as his little hidey hole on his own route to Cardentold.
Yeah.
Especially since he would have needed time to recover after getting blasted by Cassie.
Yeah.
No, well. For now, I guess sleepy time. I will ask Ira to do a heckin' watch while I'm asleep, and then she can rest after I've had a heckin' good sleep.
A heckin' good sleep, alright.
Did Sarah see anything while she was out there in the Spooklands?
That's a good question. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Give her a perception check. Nope.
Fair.
Everything seems a-okay out in the woods.
Rock and roll. Yeah, okay then. I will just fucking pick a tent and then lumber into it. And probably spend an up hit die to full.
Seamer's really good at talking to people and investigating and insight and stuff, right?
Let's see. She's good at investigating. She is not particularly great at talking to people.
Who is really good at talking to people? Frida, I would assume. Frida, are you good at insight?
Yeah. Insight, not so much. Persuasion.
Not a single
Very
person
good.
in the entire world ever picked
I have
insight.
5.
I picked insight. I just rolled like hot
Oh,
shit.
you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look
I
at
have
that.
+5 for insights.
Oh, you actually did have. You got 5 in it. No.
Alright, what are you inciting?
Trying to figure out if Cleo's on the level during goat conversation.
Like this whole conversation, I guess,
Yep.
is like, how on the level do these two seem to be?
Indeed, because all of this has been sounding suspicious from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using goat power of weird goat eyes to see past
Weird goat
their
eyes.
words.
The power of weird goat eyes.
I mean, I have weird goat eyes because I can see magic with
true.
them.
You guys do have a mighty superpower. Let's see. I guess, Frida, you've been listening in fairly quietly during this whole conversation, so... Sure, yeah, you... Something does not feel right about what Cleo's been saying. Like, she seems much too furtive in her speech for someone who is
Furtive.
truly innocent.
Furtive, question mark.
Dodgy. Sketchy.
We should make sure to re-gag and blindfold her before we go to sleep.
Reginald will
At least
definitely be doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, gagging, because vocal.
Because wizards be whack, yo.
Yep, wizards are terrible.
Yep. Okay, so from my understanding is that she wasn't there to just investigate monsters. I think she was investigating because there was a potential chance for good stuff.
That's certainly a possibility.
So, let's see. What's the word I'm trying to remember? The words English. So I asked Cleona that she was common born, but if she grew up in a village, was taken care of by someone, right?
Her parents, yes.
What are their names?
I just open up the old name generator here.
It's the whole familiarization.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
to
she'll
me,
tell you the
it's
names right
still
away. It's
familiar-
just Savin needs to go fucking
Yeah.
generate random names.
Yeah, so familiarization. They sound like good people. They work hard.
Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Her father's name was Quinlan, and her mother's name was Ina. And she will say that her mother is
Okay, dude. I didn't hear. I heard Quinlan and then
And then her mother is Ina. And she will say that her mother is a hunter, and her dad takes care of the little household farm. They pretty much are just, subsistence farmers.
ah. How's the hunt and lance been these past months?
It's been winter,
You
so
get enough?
bad.
Yeah, but still, there's usually something. Did you have enough before winter came?
They did, but they lost a bunch due to the storm. There weren't any storm priests to come protect the little villages. It was just the big cities that got properly shielded, so their house was damaged quite badly, and several of their little animals died. And they haven't seen any of their chickens in months. So yeah, not great.
Sorry to hear that.
She'll shrug and just sigh. And now this. Just my luck.
I have a question though. Who owned a mausoleum? Those things usually require either prestige or large amount of money.
She'll think about it for a moment, then shrug. I don't know. It's been there since before I was born. Long before.
So who taught you how to read and write? Your parents then?
No, it was an old witch not far from where I lived. The village wise woman she thought I might have a knack for such things, so she'd bring me over sometime and make cookies and teach me how to read and write, and then how to twist energy into spells.
Ah. I have a question then. Did you think not only that going there to protect, see if there was that there might have been something of value that you could then sell off to help your family?
She will shift uncomfortably, but considering the situation, she'll say, "Well, considering I'm already accused of necromancy, I suppose grave robbing wouldn't compound my sentence very much, so I will admit I was hopeful that there might be something of value buried in there. I'd never ventured into the mausoleum itself, so..." She'll just trail off and sigh.
Yeah, grave robbing holds a much different crime than being accused of necromancy.
Yes, well, hardly matters now, does it?
Oh, we'll see. I think it actually does matter.
She'll cock an eyebrow at you like, "Oh, really?"
Just Frida clothes after she stops writing in her little black book and closes it up. Yes. All situations have a reason for happening. And, well, if you're cleared of everything, then you won't exactly have to face some news. You'll have to face some reprimands for attempted, but rather the punishment of an attempted grave robbery versus necromancy. I think you would prefer that, wouldn't you?
I suppose that would be a step up from execution.
Yeah. So then, we'll see if we can. We'll go there. We'll see if we can verify your story or Reginald's. If you come out on top, you get to, well, you'll face some punishment, but you get to go home in the end.
Well, Godspeed to you then. I don't think I'm going to make it to Aaron City, but if I do, then, well, I hope you find something to exonerate me.
Don't worry. We'll see what we can do.
Don't worry, Magic Kitty is always watching.
It's true.
Indeed, suddenly Antonio Banderas. Okay, that was all.
How does communicating with your familiar work anyway?
Just click the spell on your spellbook and it should
Oh, yes.
print that information into chat.
Oh yes, that's right. I actually let's see where is it.
And
Familiar.
oh, holy crap! That's a lot of text.
Yeah, it's a big spell.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
You can communicate with it telepathically. So I'm going to talk to Oscar.
It's within 100 feet, but yes. And he is certainly that.
I'm going to talk to Oscar and tell him, look, I want you to keep an eye on that on these two. And I'm not sure. The lady seems to think she's going to be killed before she reaches the city. Could you, how do I say it, get in the way if the knight seems to be
Could you Sudoku
a particularly
yourself?
bad guy? Poor lady wouldn't have anyone else to trust.
Oscar will look at you and say back, I'm just a cat, man. There's not a whole lot I can do against a warhammer.
I was about to say, what can the cat really do against the warhammer?
Well, let me tell you why he has an open faceplate, and cat claws are very much sharper than eyeballs.
I think Roll20
Well-
Rules has something to say about that.
Yeah.
I could send Magnus to go help you.
I mean, yeah, but that's also like
That's just a puppy, and he doesn't come back when he dies.
This
yeah.
is true. I don't want him to die. I don't want you to die either, though. How about... If you get the suspicion that Look, keep an eye on him. If you get the idea that he actually is going to kill her before you reach the city, could you try to maybe loosen her ropes? Help her escape?
Mm,
Hey, you're not here to listen to the in-brain
Or take-
conversation.
And may perhaps lead her somewhere where we can find her?
Yeah, Oscar can try. And it's no guarantee of success, but he's
I'm not
He
gonna
doesn't like
ask
to
you go
see-
fight the big man with the big hammer. I feel like this might be something a little easier.
he doesn't like to see attractive mage women be brutalized by scary men with hammers. So he will do what he can.
Okay. Hopefully it won't come to that.
And then, okay, so cool. Let's see, what's the word again? I'm trying to remember. Right, can I roll a persuasion check on Sir Reginald and ask him to at least show a little more, leniency in the whole dragging, pulling, and brutalizing her on the way back.
I have not brutalized her, but very well, I will take what even hand I can.
They both get cookies.
Thank you.
One each for for each day of journey.
I mean, he's not doing anything he wouldn't do to a normal prisoner, unfortunately.
At least he appears to have held off on the raping.
He's a knight. How dishonorable would that be?
I don't know.
Very dishonorable, I think.
Like, loose lips sink ships, but, they can be loosened temporarily.
Okay, that's all. That's all she asked for.
Okay.
Because if he's, out of character, if he shows more leniency and all the whole marching and stuff, that means they have to slow down a little bit. That buys us time.
I mean, maybe. He might just rush ahead
Well,
anyway.
yeah,
I mean, it's not like it's a bad idea,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
yeah,
It seems like
I said,
an assumption is all I was saying.
if he's gonna blindfold her
You know what?
and not, just drag her and pull her and all that shit,
You know what?
he has to
You
take
know what
a
I'm gonna
little
do?
bit more.
I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna write a note, and I'm gonna stick into Oscar's collar, and it's gonna be. I'm gonna tell Oscar to give it to the guard, the first guard that they come across in the city, in Iron City, is that this woman is to be held, not executed, until orders from Merisiel Duskrender are to be given.
Do you have anything official to seal that with?
Yeah, I'll wax and my signet ring seal.
Okay.
That'll make it nice and official.
Yeah. Mary's a professional noble.
Just making sure so that we don't
Not
later
that
come back
promise.
and be like, why didn't they wait for the execution? Because the only thing they told me
This is to make sure. This is to make sure that she doesn't get executed right away. Like
Yeah.
she's to be held in a cell, in a guarded cell, and not to be let out, but not to be executed.
I trust Lady Covenstone to make sure that, like,
Treat
she
her
keep- she-
decently well.
at
but
the very
do
least,
not
to
let
be aware that we don't want to lose a lead to evil wizard shenanigans.
Hey, did we lose somebody? I know we lose somebody.
I
There was a-
believe Fen was muted and listening in, and he booped out again.
Was?
Yep.
Oh.
I believe it.
So I hear our resident Talabat has been very quiet.
Are we going to the next morning?
Yeah. Out of curiosity, how many tents do you guys have at this point? Because sort of moved through 2 or 3 characters at this point.
Pardon, sorry?
How many tents do we have?
Uh,
I assume I have one because I
I
have one of the
have-
adventure decks.
Tiny
I
hut.
have
Yes, we know you have
Tiny
tiny
hut.
hut. So you guys all just cramming into the tiny hut every night now?
Is that what we're doing?
I mean, we could do. It's comfortable and unable to
It's
be
good.
like a barrier broken into. But we have people to keep an eye on. So I mean, I've got a tent. I'll pop up outside.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Or even able to include
Yeah,
our
there's
our
enough-
guests.
Yes,
Dope.
that's including our guest.
Dope.
We can fit 8 medium-sized creatures. This is 1,
Sweet.
2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5, 6, 7 and a half.
Cool. Alright, yeah. You guys can all cram into the little tiny hut. Just clown car your way through the
Ah.
night.
Fuck yeah. I love tiny hut.
Indeed. So not only the nice, what's the word? Climate control, so it's nice and dry, no more wet shit.
Unfortunately,
Fucking
since
rain
Josh,
on you.
I
Since
guess
God
while
King-
we're here, I will count the coins we got from the lizard people.
Okay.
fortunately, since God King Jeffrey counts as at least 3 people, he will have to sleep outside in his luxurious mansion.
Luxurious mansion, huh?
I know there's a spell for that. Only recently.
Oh,
Yes.
Kansas Magical Mansion?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a high level wizard spell, unfortunately.
I believe you got 1,700 silver from the lizard encounter.
A magnificent mansion.
Alright, motherfuckers. Let's
And
go.
Mordecai's magnificent mansion. There's a 5-star that's a 7th level.
Yep, that's a spell you're never gonna get
Let's
because it's
see.
level 7.
Yeah,
Oh, that mansion is so
never
cool.
fucking happening.
Alright, so, since you are in your little tiny hut, nothing can really bother you in the night, so on to the next morning.
Woo!
Unless you have any further business with them, Reginald and his charge will depart.
Yeah. I mean, I will wish them luck on the journey. I tell him that if he sees lizards, then be aware there are probably more of them out there.
Right. It'll take them about 3 days to get back to the capital from here, so if you're interested.
It'll
Rock and
probably
roll.
take us 2 days
Okay.
to.
Well, it'll take us a little while. We've got to go to Karla today, and maybe that gives us time to get to Casternex, then another day to the out open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
Oh yeah, following the red line. Never mind.
Well, the red line's moved a bit now, but we're stopping by this village's
Correct.
graveyard.
yeah, let me just add a modification to that red line, I guess.
The funny part is, it actually goes faster.
Oh yeah, we
Uh,
get onto a road like way quicker.
Yeah. So we get up there to the road, and then that time saves us.
Yeah, so it would seem.
Alright, so...
So, now that we're in the forest, as we're traveling, I'd like to be out looking for forest animals, and I would like to talk to the birds.
Disney fucking princess.
Alright, you can indeed talk to Burb. What
Okay.
do you ask of Burb?
How to fly?
You fucking jump, you pleb.
Pretty much.
Yo, bird bitches! Any of you seen some fucking damn giant bee around here?
Shut the fuck up, cunt!
No, you shut up! I need to know. You see a bee? Big bee.
Have they seen a big bee?
Like
I
person-sized, huge, like cat.
I forget our birds, New Yorkians.
Why not?
Animals are just.
Animals are just fucking ghetto
Fucking
douchebags.
gangster.
Yeah.
Like anytime Merisiel swaps to fucking speak with animals, I'm just like, oh, here we go.
The only fucking thing more OG.
Shit, nigga.
The only thing more OG than the streets are the trees.
It's true.
Oh man, I can't even talk to trees.
These were-
Oh shit. That's a druid thing. I'm not that hardcore.
Yeah, no one. You have to be some next level metal to go talking with fucking trees, bro. To be fair, everyone knows that all trees are stoners if all animals are gangster.
They're all.
No.
Whoa, trees, man! I'm like,
not
yeah,
the
dude, I'm a fucking tree, man.
Dude,
You fucking
no,
seen
you
any
get it
shit,
wrong.
bro? Fucking no, I'm just a tree, man.
Do the birds see the big bee?
Have they seen
What's
any
your name?
person-sized bees?
Or have they heard of a person-sized bee from
I
any other
mean-
birds?
Recently, yeah, they've seen some gigantic bees chilling out in the forest. That's been a thing.
All up in their hood.
All up in the hood.
Do they know
Ooh,
like
you should ask them
where?
about evil monsters and giants and shit.
Where have they seen this bird? I mean, this bee.
They have seen giant bees in this direction, which you guys aren't on the map, are? Oh yeah, you are on the map. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've
That's a
seen
direction
them
that's
in
not where we want to go. Damn it.
Otherwise, we continue.
Why did you need bees?
It's the ranger bee.
Oh,
we're trying to find.
right. Yes, we're still hunting for ranger bee.
Oh, that's
This is true.
right.
I get the feeling we're doing too many things at once.
Well, that's because we are. That's what heroes do. DC. I mean, not DC. That's what heroes do, Zanza.
Everything.
They do too much
for too
and
little.
somehow manage to get most of it done.
And then they learn to delegate.
That's why we delegated the whole crusade thing to people
Yeah.
we trusted.
I mean,
I'm
I'd
going to
translate some
completely
D for you, but all
ignore-
I speak a slutty dance.
I'm going to completely ignore the lizards we just slaughtered before even attempting to delegate.
I mean, the lizards was. Did you
kind
know
of
what the word
forced our
delegate
hand.
means? That was. Yeah,
Also,
I was
yeah,
not going to
delegate
let them manhandle
does not
me
mean
for a
to-
book that a dragon wanted that might be our only lead to get into a magical goddamn city. They
I
can
know
go fuck
delegating
themselves.
does not mean slaughtering people when they try to touch you on the
It
shoulder.
means to get someone else to do
Okay.
something for
to
you.
do a job for you.
DCL. Delegation, diplomacy. What country do you live in?
That's what I was saying. I literally made the joke. Skow was taking the American way.
Yeah. We good. And we at least get a result faster.
I mean,
I wonder if I could convince these birds to get the bee to find the bee and send the bee somewhere.
could the bee talk to birds?
I mean, you can totally bribe them with things birds love, I'm sure.
Yeah, give them shiny things and food.
Once more,
Fucking yeah, motherfucking
bird
seeds.
if the bee cannot talk to the
Oh.
bird, how does that work?
Good question.
It doesn't.
Give a little birdie a message.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
don't know if I could.
Yeah.
Don't know if I could
Uh-huh.
really write like a dozen letters.
Use the ye olde Twitter.
Yes, this is literally Twitter. You are
yeah.
putting a small
You
message
can
on a
only
literal
use,
fucking bird.
140 characters or less on this bird.
Yeah,
What's
alright.
the name of this? What's the name of this bee?
I believe she was Hedrah.
Hedrah.
Yeah.
All right, I will write out several small messages for these birds, telling Phaedra
I will
that
get out.
her presence is requested by the Princess Merisiel at Cardenfold, and she is to wait there for us.
Okay. So, what are you sacrificing to the altar of Burb in order to acquire
I will
service?
give give each bird a very what?
I have seeds. Because she's
Motherfucking-
vegetarian, remember?
Motherfucking
Frida has-
seeds!
Frida has nuts and
seeds.
seeds, and I will give each one of them a very shiny, polished coin.
Okay. Yep, done.
Done deal. Rock and roll.
The last bird to take off with your message is like a big, sort of rotund, red-tailed hawk that picks up a huge mouth full of seeds and takes your coin in one claw and your message in the other and just whoosh, off into the distance.
Please ignore the chain around its neck and the 40 in its belt.
I'm gonna name that one Titian.
Yay.
I was gonna name it Trivellum, but okay.
Wait, you name it Titian because you want to pet it?
It's a
Nice.
joke from another D&D game. Don't worry about it.
There is
Okay, I was about to say.
a bird familiar named Titian who has, on regular occasions, knowing that he's a familiar, eaten himself to death so that he can get resummoned later.
Yep.
He's a very fat,
well.
fat bird.
Titian, petition.
Yeah.
Alright. So, the next day, the party arrives at Casternex Tower, or what remains of it, mostly a crater in the ground with a ladder leading down into the darkness. There are no more helmed horrors here, you destroyed them. So your entrance is unbarred.
Alright, guys, let's be careful.
Yeah. I mean, we'll go in calm and quiet and collected and ask if Miss Cason is around.
Yeah.
I remember the route. It was down the right route pathway. Don't go up or through because there's fucking golems and shit over there.
Out of character, why are we here again?
To speak to Karla Kasner, tell her about her kid, warn her about the necromancer,
Okay.
And
and
just
ask
to
if she's
check
learned
up
anything
on her.
useful. If he's come by, then he would totally want to look into this place. She's a pretty valid target for him.
Because
Yeah,
she is
Oscar,
a
you're not
super,
here.
like, high-level target for him.
I mean, she's a
Yeah,
super
that's
high
why
level
we're-
target, but I mean, she's probably a place of inquiry. Like, oh, a necromancer would be like, ooh, ghosts. Don't mind if I fucking do.
Yeah,
So
this
here's
is
the
why
goal.
we want to check up on her and make sure she's okay.
Or if she's
And-
like, oh, that guy came by, I didn't like him and destroyed him, I'd be like, fuck yeah, problem
Oh, no.
goddamn solved.
So how do things look around here, down here?
Pretty much exactly the way you left it. There is a fine coat of dust on everything. Oh yeah, Oscar's gone. Bye, Oscar. And bits of rubble have crashed down from the ceiling from when the tower was destroyed.
Well, I remember the right route to find her.
I don't know, do you?
Yeah, I just described it. It's along and to the
To the
right,
right,
and make sure
you
not to
said?
go into that main room because it was full of golems and shit. And also don't
Mhm.
try and push their way through the north.
Okay, Wizard Move, you're talking as well.
Can't remember if there were traps.
Wizard. There we go.
I did.
Hey, Sierra, Sierra
Yeah?
just went north.
Did she? Did she remember better?
Yeah.
She just fucking went away. She just ran off.
I'm
Oh
gonna go.
yeah, the gargoyle chick. Of course she went to go flirt with the gargoyle chick.
Oh my god, we should talk to the gargoyle and see if they talk to her first.
Wait. Okay, so if Sierra's gonna go off and not cause trouble, I will not go after
No.
her
We should
character.
talk to the gargoyle and see if she saw anything weird. I want to.
Yeah. I'll take a peek first.
Oh my god, where the fuck did she get? Where? I don't even know.
Upwards.
This upwards?
So
Or the-
yeah, Kreshia, when you get there, you spy a hulk. Everyone stop. A hulking form lumbering through the laboratory here. Looks like it's an amalgamation of many corpses. That's just lumbering around with big, heavy, methodical, plodding steps. It moans softly every so often.
Looks
As
like
long
we
as it
have
doesn't do a heck and
necromancer.
fire at us, I am a-okay.
All right.
Is that the right way, or to
Heck
the
yeah.
gargoyle?
I mean, yeah. If you go north, the gargoyle's just down the alleyway a little bit.
Can we move again?
Yeah. Okay.
This alleyway?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember anything. Okay, there's a gargoyle.
It's like I see her immediately go for the cute girl, like, that's my door.
So Zanza,
I get-
you see a horrible undead abomination. Well, no, you don't
I see
actually.
nothing 'cause he's so
You're
light.
fucking blind.
doesn't-
Never mind.
I would
somebody-
like to keep him blind, frankly.
I'm gonna look at and use a torch.
Okay.
Now-
Now you see a horrible undead abomination. Since I get you a torch icon here.
Again, it's a golem made of pieces, DCL. It's totally
It's not-
different. Be
It's not
cool.
a zombie. It's a golem.
Feels
But does
like
D?
cement.
But does Zanza understand the difference? Is the question.
To be
I
fair, that feels
guarantee-
even out of
I
character.
guarantee not even the wisest sage in the entire world would be able to make Zanza understand the difference between a
God damn it.
golem
Give me my
and a
torch back.
zombie.
Oh. Okay, so to be completely fair, the distinction between a fucking flesh golem and a zombie seem very, very tiny in full semantics, even out of character.
Much
I
like
sup-
Sansa.
Yep.
It's also very tiny and full
I mean,
of
yeah, there is
semantics.
definitely a case to be made for semantics, but at the same time, there's really nothing we can do about it, nor should we do about it.
We're gonna
I'm here in
move
good
on
faith.
for now.
Alright.
The person who made these things
Nobody
has
caught my joke there?
no.
Come on.
That's because it was a bad joke.
So about this gargoyle,
Yeah, there is a statue sitting at the end of this hallway.
Has she been tricked into saying hello again?
Yes, Sierra has already broken that barrier down for you.
Nice.
Miss Gargoyle.
It's a long pause.
Oh, come on,
No
we already
gargoyle
know.
here.
I'm sorry. Yes, of course. No gargoyles. Have you seen any? Has you seen anyone around recently? Any new face?
Nope,
Come by.
nothing here but a stones. The statue just makes shifty eyes. But otherwise, yeah, remains
your-
completely motionless.
Is
Is
your
Miss
mistress
Casternex?
well?
Yes.
Cool.
You get no reading on the gargoyle. It is a stone cold motherfucker right there. You cannot pierce her facade.
She was sculpted with a poker face. It's just that her voice and mannerisms don't really play the same game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, okay then. We're just gonna go say hi to your mistress. Let her know that.
If Zanza immediately believes her, like, oh, I guess there isn't anyone here. We must have wasted our time then.
No, she said the mistress is fine, so we totally go down and say hello to the mistress. I'll let you say what we're here for, since I've not been invested in this quest at all.
Okay, sure.
So I don't know exactly what we're supposed to tell her.
Sarah, you gonna be okay over here?
Oh yeah, totally fine.
I will peer at her. Don't try and take anything.
Shifty eyes.
Hey, look. She's already promised a glorious reward later.
Don't go to the north.
You can keep it on lock for bigger gains later, right?
Don't.
Yes,
go
Mother.
to the north.
Thank you, sweetie. And I will, I don't know, toss her a cigar. Much better idea of snacks. Oh god, I'm stuck in a wall, help! Oh no,
Oh,
I'm gonna
no.
die here!
Miss Kastner?
Yeah, so you follow the route, and indeed, a ghost billows out of the master bedroom. Much as before, she is a statuesque Amazon with flowing black hair and dark green jewelry through her hair and on her neck, wearing a long black robe. She looks at you questioningly.
Oh, good. It's been a while. Are you well, miss?
Well, I am dead, so not particularly.
Have you have you had any visitors besides us?
She thinks for a moment. Not unless you count wild dogs, no.
Good.
Yeah.
We came
There's
to
some
warn you.
reason for these questions.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. I don't actually. Probably if no one's visited, then probably not. There is a powerful necromancer wandering the land up above, and well, we heard he was coming from our dragon friend, that he had come to this forest, and I was dreadfully worried that he might have found you.
And what?
Yeah.
She'll, cock a little playful eyebrow.
Well, I don't know what a necromancer would do, but I feel like he might be a danger to you.
Obviously, they would try to wrestle control of your spirit and free will.
Yes.
Necromancers are fiends like that.
I'd like to see him try. Though I do feel ever so much safer with a strong warrior here now. She'll
Oh, that's
float on
right.
over to
She-
Zanza and give
That's
her
right, she likes
smile.
Zanza.
She's an Amazon. She likes the fuckboy cast.
Zanza, poker faces and sweats.
You feel a spectral, ghostly cold hand on your cheek. She just looms over you like twice your height.
Yes. In other more exciting news, we've discovered the identity of your ancestor, and we're actually on the way to her. We just happened to be able to pass by here en route.
Oh, is that so? She'll immediately turn her attention to you.
Yes, she goes by the name Annika Kastner. There is, there was an issue with her performing acts of relatively reckless magic and being quite challenging to teach. And after causing a lot of injury to several other students, she left to the north for a place called Gardenthold. Only issue is, that necromancer we kind of warned you about? Back before he became, an evil necromancer, they happened to be quite close associates. And it's very likely that this asshole would be very interested in stealing your ancestor away to make another one of his dark apprentices after we kind of exploded the last one.
So she at first seems very happy when you say the name, especially she's still keeping the Kastner surname. Then you mention the necromancer, and through the rest of that description, her smile fades down into a tight frown. She says, I can't imagine what the schools in Aran City have come to that they can't teach a sorceress. And this necromancer now might be corrupting my descendants. This is intolerable.
We are on our way to try and find her now.
I don't suppose
Hopefully
you have
protect
any
her from this man.
insight into ways to assist her. Indeed, if there's some possibility she's been wrenched under some control, or just doesn't believe us that, hey, her great ancestor, the super wizard ghost, is asking for her, she's probably going to need some measure of convincing. I mean, we can certainly try without, but if you happen to know of any way to help, I would certainly expect to be appreciated.
Let me see for a second.
Perhaps some kind of family seal, or
Yeah, let me look up something real quick. There is something Karla might be able to do for you.
Rock and fucking roll.
If...
Other than, like molesting Sansa.
She'll have to possess someone if she really wants to get a smash on.
I am very happy that Karla's okay.
So you say this necromancer is a fairy, and
Well, he disguises himself as a fairy, though his actual identity is that of a very burned man.
I know he was a fairy. Like
He was,
He's also a fairy, but he's also
Yeah.
very burned. He
Yeah.
likes to pretend he's
extra
not.
crispy.
He's an extra crispy fairy.
All right. So Kason will listen to that and say, "Very well. If he has ensorcelled my granddaughter, great-granddaughter, my descendant,
Yes.
I believe I may have some way to assist you." She will float into her office, and there's just a long moment of silence, and then you just hear, "God's damn it! One of you magically inclined, come in here."
Sure
Okay.
thing. I'll peep on in.
Alright, so you can see her spell book is lying out on her
I
dresser
see.
table,
Ah.
but she can't interact with it. And she looks very grumpy about it.
I bet.
That is a very fair point.
I see.
Yes. Would you like some help there, my dear?
She, seems very reluctant to call it help, but finally she'll say,
Assistance.
"If you would be so kind as to turn the page to about here," and she'll indicate, mostly to the end of the spell book. "There is a spell I learned called Protection from Evil. It dispels charms made by fae, such as fairies."
Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I will pull out my own book and ask if she minds if I give that a quick scribble.
You are most
That
welcome to do
would
so.
That would be
Rock and
very
roll.
handy to have.
And of course,
Cool.
I believe Marcus can also prepare that spell, so now that the party knows that that's a thing Prot from Evil does, if he's so
Yeah.
inclined, he can prepare that. Actually, Kreshia, didn't you have Protection from Evil?
I mean, I have protection from evil and good specifically.
That's the same spell.
Is it the same spell?
Yes.
Oh, pulling it. Oh, I do have that spell.
Alright.
I wondered if there were a slightly more powerful option. But,
Nope, doesn't need to
that
be.
can certainly work. All right.
So yeah,
awesome.
you say that you already have the spell, and she'll nod and say, "I was going to make you a scroll, but..." She sort of throws her hands up at the ghostliness of herself and the fact that she can't even open her drawer to get out paper.
I might have to look into some kind of enhanced mage hand. It'll help you do magic shit. Wait, can't you do unseen servant, summon her own magical Jesus to do assistance with the physical portions of construction?
There's a long moment's pause, then she sort of hangs her head a bit and says,
Damn it! Why didn't I think of that?
I didn't have that spell prepared when I died, and I can't
Oh,
get
so
to it
you
in the book."
I will. I'll just shall I?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'll flip across to Unseen Servant and anything else that she has that seems like it would do her a heckin' good favor. Indeed, while I'm at it, would you like me to just sort of roll you through everything that might be of use?
Oh my god, yes. Okay, you have earned the witch's eternal gratitude as you sit with her for the next hour as she just prepares spells for the first time in 150 years.
Mage Hand, Unseen Servant are top picks.
Yeah. All the shit she
Absolutely.
wishes she'd had instead of evocations. She's been sitting
yeah,
here
it's
on a...
yeah, if anyone wanted to be exploded over the past half a millennia, then I mean, boy howdy would they be screwed.
Yes, she has been sitting on a pile of fireballs and lightning bolts and acid arrows. Because the last thing she did was defend her tower from a bunch of hobgoblins.
Oh yeah, fuck, that is super unfortunate.
So she was all geared up for battle, and now she's just been sat here.
Oh god, that sucks.
Now she can interact with things.
I'll just be like, wow, even if
Yeah.
I am fairly certain I'm going to a battle to death, I'm keeping at least one, like, just convenience spell logged in there, just in case I die and come back as an adorable ghost.
But
You
think
would make
about
a
this.
very cute ghost.
Now,
Thank you.
now they can clean up the place as well and repair it.
Yep. Yep, she is now capable of doing things, which I'm sure is an incredible goodness.
Yeah, I think next time you guys come here, it'll probably be much neater. So just go through dusting the damn place for one thing.
Yep. Dusting, you know, maybe like put a shirt on some of the flesh golems.
Just come down next time and see this really unfortunately fitting, like Kiss the Cook shirt or something. Or no, wait,
he's
the
just wearing
flesh golem
hammers.
comes in wearing juicy pants.
Oh, no, not juicy.
No.
Well, I mean, to be fair, her clothing would be
No,
all like
no.
Amazon sized, so I mean, that helps, I suppose.
No, giant onesie.
Oh, yeah, they're all in fucking just snuggies.
With bunny ears.
Yes, with the bunny ears, absolutely.
Delightful.
You insult my culture, so.
Yes. In fact, chat makes a good point. The first thing she's going to do is have her unseen servant just carve spells into the wall so she can use them.
That's a good fucking idea.
That's a
right
good
there.
idea. Just carve them into the walls, then she can just read the wall script.
Yep.
Huh.
I
Alright.
look at my arm and go, "That's a very good idea." Nope, behave. To be fair, I actually have spells written into my arm. Thinking about it, that's where
Tattoo
you
your
do.
spells
Yeah.
on your body.
the return to the throne, take the throne spell is actually on my arm as opposed to in my spellbook. I mean, I put it in my spellbook too because duh, but it is also on my arm, along with evidence of 2 cantrips.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Would it be faster to go from, once we get to Cardinal, if we need to go back to Iron City to take the teleport
Yes, it would be.
to
Yeah.
Throne?
Yeah. It would be. It would be
Take
straight. It'd be
throne.
quicker to take the throne.
Let's see. Would it?
I think so, because then it's just one road, like
Yes.
through Halfway Fortress and then east.
So just looking at 162 miles versus 138, but there's also roads. So let's see, 78, 115 versus 110 versus 48. So yeah, it is slightly quicker to go from Fort Scarn. It is true. We'll save you about
And we
a day.
can also stop by our house and our maids and all that shit.
Yes, you can indeed stop by the guild house. It's been a long time. Place is probably
Hopefully
dusty
the-
as fuck.
I mean, we had maids hired.
Did you?
Yeah, we paid to make sure that place was fucking taken care of.
Okay. I've long since logged that out of active memory, but I'm... will
Yeah. Yeah,
keep
no,
that
we made the
noted.
necessaries before we left so that we literally didn't come back after, you know, like 4 months of adventuring to like just a shit sty.
Yep, fair enough.
They're full of fucking gypsies.
Yeah, you gotta brush them out the rafters occasionally. I'm sorry, your place is infected. It's worse than you thought. What? Fire ants? No. Termites? No. Jippos. Ugh.
Reminds me of the original draft for COC2, where you started in the Doom Fortress, and it was just infested with harpies. They're just in the rafters, in the rooms.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Just
That was
everywhere. And every time you went back to the fort, there was just, like, it would pull from a random list of scenes of just harpies getting up to shenanigans.
I liked that. That was funny.
Shoo, 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 shoo. Just all, Caw! Fuck, I'm peace out.
Ah.
Yeah, you just end up, like,
But
throwing them out of
shit.
windows and shit.
But it's a problem. If they shit on you, that's gonna be a massive pile.
Well, I mean, this is CSC, nobody poops.
Nobody poops in CFC.
Wait, do we have time to keep adventuring forward to Casternex, or do you need to stop for the day?
You probably should stop for the day here. It's very late in the afternoon.
Alright,
Yeah.
making camp and
We moved like two squares.
I think we only
You
need
are
2
two
hexes.
squares through difficult terrain, and you also
right.
can't be riding your horses in the woods, so...
the only one who can run without problem.
Yeah.
So-
Zanza could keep going to Casternex if he really wanted to.
Zanza would already be at the fucking
Yeah, well-
graveyard by now if we didn't stop him.
No, here's the thing. The only one that can get through all of this without an issue is not Zanza. It's the God King, because he can fly.
This is true. Actually, yeah. I mean, through, over, same diff. Yeah. While we were going through her spellbook and stuff, like, how high a level of spells does she cast then? Because, like, although I was polite and did not try reading the shit out of her spellbook, I probably would have indulged that minor curiosity.
You definitely saw, like,
powerful did she
6th
get?
level spells in there.
A 6th level, sorry?
Mm-hmm. She was an archmage.
Yeah, I'll pause at, like, a page with a 6th level spell and, like, try not to salivate, like, wow. Fucking good. No,
I'm just gonna like camp around the key.
I think I'll talk to her and ask her, just in case, how would you defend yourself against a necromancer?
She'll sort of laugh at that and smile and say, blow him up.
Yeah, I flick across to a level 6 evocation spell, probably with that one.
Yeah, there's just disintegrate or something.
Make sure that you extinguish necromancers as slowly as possible so they suffer.
No, you want to kill them. As quickly as possible.
You don't want to give a necromancer time to go. With my final breath, I curse you and say that I will come back as a lich.
You also don't want him to give it. But
death curses.
I would think that a necromancer would be able to, I don't know, bind you, control you. You are a ghost, a spirit, and that is kind of. I mean, spirits are their thing.
As I said, I'd like to see him try. He might start such a ritual, but I would have ample time to introduce him to chain lightning.
So it's a ritual he would have to do.
Somewhere Hedrah grows moist. Chain lightning.
So it's not something he can just.
Mary, why don't you roll insight for me?
Oh, insight. Okay. I will use my inspiration.
Okay. Wow. Not sad advantage. You pass the DC of 20.
Fuck.
Yeah. Karla is a big, scary Amazon ghost of an archmage, and yet you can see just like the faintest hints of genuine concern underneath her facade of bravado. Like, she's saying, oh yeah, it's blown out, it's no problem.
No, she's actually kind of worried.
Yeah, but...
It's not like necromancers.
I would like to try and think of some kind of magical solution to her immediately getting, fucking enraptured problem here.
I know a very good non-magical solution.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's called
her magical. I was going to say her magical solution of blow it up is probably very similar to your non-magical solution of kill it with a sword.
Mine has a whole crusade involved. Thank you very much.
Just to point out something, constructs are not undead.
This is true. I will point out that, like, as tempting as it would be to blast him up, obviously you should beat him up first with your big spooky golems.
So, with that Arcana check, I don't know, what do you think would work?
If not a magic circle, then at least a barrier. Like, the same idea of you are protected from possession. Although she's a ghost, there's nothing saying she can't use protection from evil and good, is there?
I mean, there's not. Holy shit.
And yeah.
There's nothing stopping her from being charmed by a fae.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if we're getting
I'll mention it as though, like, I'm sure she already thought of this herself. Yeah, I mean, she could always just cast protection from evil and good.
I mean, I guess if we're getting into that realms of, like, that kind of logic, she would also be an arc wizard. So chances are, unless she's dealing with the big bag necromancer, like, who's just the OG big diggest necromancer, she'd have a good chance of resisting.
I mean, he is also a biggest dickus.
He
wizard.
is a big dick.
Yeah, why not double down on safety?
Yeah. Yeah, I just mentioned it. Like, it's possible that Kreshia doesn't even realize that maybe this didn't occur to her. Like, I mean, I guess protection from evil and good would do the same thing for her as it would to him.
Yeah, so Casternex will say, precisely. And now that I have the tools at my disposal, I can go about setting up barriers to make his fool's errand even more unlikely.
That's right. Well, in the meantime, we will take our rest outside. I'm sure you would still like the privacy. And then, yeah, we'll head off to our friend, the dragon, and then make our way off to a graveyard where he might actually be right now.
So you say you want to like camp outside, and
Well, I will say that our bard has an adorable tiny hut.
all right. Well, you've ingratiated yourself to the ghost, so she will say, "Oh, none of that. I have guest accommodations here. I will have Waldo prepare them."
Oh, is that the name of her invisible servant?
No, that's the name of her flesh golem.
I don't know how that
man,
occurred to you.
Waldo, my boy. Where is he?
Waldo is way up there in the lab, but he will be coming over shortly. Make your beds.
I'm still bothered by Waldo. While he's not necromancy, as I've been assured, he certainly rings close.
I'll just look at Chris pointedly like, don't fucking push the point on this one. It's impossible.
Oh no, she's not going to try and argue with Zanza. She'll just come over and just pat him on the head and say, "You're just adorable when you're confused, aren't you?"
I mean, he is.
Come, I have a particularly comfortable bed for you here. She'll start, like, ghostly guiding Zanza towards the master bedroom.
I have questions and concerns.
None of that.
Well, I guess Zanza will learn how to fuck a ghost.
Ghost blowjobs.
Ghost blowjobs. Oh my god, remember the fucking movie trailer of she's just jerking everyone off without lube? The ghost shack. The masturbating ghost. Oh fuck, if you have not seen it, it's one of maybe my favorite fucking movie trailer, and I'm sure someone in Twitch chat will pull it up.
Well, Zanza gets spirited away.
I saw that.
Yes, you do indeed get spirited away.
Nice. Into the rapey darkness with you.
Yep.
Have fun, Zanza.
So yeah, to the rest of you, the door closes, and bye, Zanza.
Bye-bye, Zanza.
I mean, that's how he wanted to die.
Zanza wanted to die
So,
fighting the horde
Kreshia-
of heretics in 40k armor?
Kreshia, do you get the feeling that Zanza gets it more than you do?
I'll blink. I'm like, I feel like at least every time it happens for me, it happens entirely under my own initiative.
I mean, yes, it does seem a bit more unwilling for Zanza. They just seem to be drawn to him.
Jeffrey will laugh and say, "Maybe if you had a giant fucking horse cock, you'd get... Have you seen him go? Fuck."
It's true, you did manage to sell tickets.
I did. Literally sold tickets.
Well, I mean, I haven't sold tickets, no.
Look, all I'm saying is, it's an honor to see the man work.
He is a craftsman. He is a craftsman. We came in at the end of one of those, and it was, you know,
Fucksmith.
he is a fucksmith.
I'm done.
Hey!
I'm going to bed. I don't need to stay up for the rest of the night. Nothing's topping that. I'm done.
Good night, everybody. Sessions.
Alright, sweet.
See you
Well, we
later.
fucking knocked this one out quick.
Thank you, everyone. That's good. Okay, let's
Can't
count
top
other
it.
speaker.
Can't.
We just helped empower the ghostly archmage. The session
And-
is
Yeah,
good.
gave her
Really
some
set.
sweet spirit energy, too.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys can go on up here where Waldo has made some beds for you guys.
Where is Waldo? Oh, there is Waldo.
There's
Hi, Waldo.
Waldo.
Yes, there
I feel
in
like
fact
I
is
need to, like,
Waldo.
Like give
Can
him
we,
like some
Waldo?
kind of
I
moon
feel
or a
like
big
Waldo
cloak.
needs to have a bit like a butler outfit with a nice bow, like
No,
a nice
no.
like, necktie.
Waldo
Or
needs a yellow,
Striped
no,
jumper.
a white and red striped jumper and hat.
Yep.
And the servant, unseen servant, has to be named Carmen.
Nice. Nice.
Nope. Is it just the bedtimes and tomorrow we roll?
Waldo will just silently trod past you guys and allow you to go into the rooms.
Nice.
Doot.
Oh, cute. I'll
Is
press
it
to
like
digitate the bed
2
sheets.
or-
Always good to be sure.
Alright.
Is it like 2 or 1? Okay.
There are 2 beds apiece.
Oh,
Whichever you fancy.
Well, you princesses are sleeping together, right? So I'll just mosey on in here. Yep. Alright.
Yeah, I can squeak up some space.
Yeah.
Share a singly with Mary. It's gonna be
Oh,
a very
don't worry.
squishy
I'm sure
night.
we will fit in just fine.
Yep.
We'll just have to cuddle.
okay.
Yeah, what a shame that is.
It's just like whenever we open one of our eyes, like halfway, there are just 2 shiny little Jeffrey eyes watching us in the dark.
You're not wrong in any way.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Okay, so
So, Mary and Kreshia, would both of you give me perception checks?
To catch Jeffrey, J-O-ing.
No, I mean, that's just... Actually, no, he's not going to jerk off, but he's going to watch.
Okay.
That's gross.
Perception?
Jeffrey wouldn't do
Okay.
that.
21 if I've got my spoder.
You do. Actually, wait, do you
Right.
sleep with your spider?
Absolutely.
Alright.
I mean, not like in that sense, of course, but she usually has
Obviously.
like a bedpost or sits on a comfy corner pillow cushion.
Okay. Let's see. Can Jeffrey find it? No! Okay. As the 2 of you are settling down together, Mary and Kreshia, Ira will duck under one of the pillows and pulls out a gemstone the size of her body and just drags it into the light. It's
Wow.
a big, fat, yellow diamond.
I will let out a slow whistle. I remember last time that Ira was this
Goodness.
excited she was holding up the one bent copper she found, and now she's never going to let this one drop.
Yeah, she has found the familiar equivalent of the One Ring.
I will blink slowly. You are the best of spiders.
Spider wave.
Yeah. Absolutely. I will be sure to pluck it in into a bag. Give her like little finger snooches.
Well, shouldn't we? I mean, ask?
I've never seen a more obvious bedside gift. Let's face it.
hmm.
I mean, she gets to do all the magic now.
Maybe.
It's cool. If anything, it can be like deductible from quest rewards later. But it was found under a pillow. I mean, come on. In a guest quarters, no less.
That does seem a strange place for just a diamond to be.
Fuck yeah.
Does seem a little like it wouldn't actually ever be there. So maybe you're correct.
I will. Do you have access to your specialize right now?
I mean all the time.
Yeah, give it a peep.
Yeah, sure, I'll take a look.
Might be heckin' magic.
It is magic as shit.
Oh my, it is very magic.
Shifty eyes. Alright, so I will sit up on the bed instead of going down to sleep, and I will take time to identify it, I suppose.
Okay.
Oh, you want to know? Actually, hey, you want? I haven't used any spells.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll pass it off to you instead.
I literally have identification as a ritual.
Rock and fucking roll.
Okay, yeah. You indeed identify it. This is a yellow diamond of elemental control. You can throw this diamond on the ground once, it will shatter, and then conjure up Rock Friend.
A rock friend.
Rock friend, I remember him. I wonder if he ever did catch that demon. Somewhere he's still running.
Still running to this very day.
He's amazing.
In fact, they've been running for so long. He's been running so long that he's actually started a race with that bone wheel skeleton that is still rolling to this day.
There's one of those it's the fucking Forrest Gump thing. He just starts running and never stopped, and now he's just got a following of people that are just always running with Rock Friend.
They don't know why they're running, but they are still running.
They know they have to.
They have to
Because
run.
They run for so long. They're afraid what will happen if they stop.
Oh yeah, it's like they're gonna have one hell of a stitch.
So yeah, you guys find that little bit of loot hanging out here. Meanwhile, Zanza. Let's see. So I got good news and bad news for you.
Are you getting level? Is he getting energy drained?
No, I mean, he's not getting energy drained. That'd
He
be
dies.
That'd be silly.
Does he get possessed? No,
Level
that'd be weird.
Yeah. So remember where Karla can't like interact with her book?
Yeah.
She has no material presence.
What is she good? Is she get?
Jerk off into her.
No. She's just gonna possess you. It's fine. Just for a little bit.
She's gonna jack you off. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's some
Cunning.
next level.
Cunning.
So,
That is,
I guess
that is stage 2 to ghost blowjobs.
I guess the question is, do you resist being possessed by the giant Amazon wizard ghost?
Does the fucksmith giveth, or does the fucksmith taketh away?
You know, Zanza was gonna first be like, "Whoa, this is a little weird," but when he stops and thinks about it, poor Karla's been here for only the gods know how long without anything. She doesn't even have a material body, so you know what? Zanza's gonna be like, "All right, all right."
Let's do this thing.
Zanza will giveth.
Yeah! Go
Because
fucksmith,
what-
true hero.
What would suck more than being a ghost stuck in a dusty hall by yourself and not even being able to masturbate?
It's true. It's true.
At
This
least-
is as
at
much
least-
for her as it is for you.
At
This is
least
why the
give them
T-Rexes
the
went
once.
extinct.
They all killed themselves because they couldn't jack off.
Correct.
Just give them
They
the
all,
once.
they all died of sadness.
If Zanza understands anything, it is the need to masturbate.
All right. Well, yeah.
Stop
So that happens in
Squeezing
the
the
night.
cable.
Oh wait. So chat also points out that you're a 6th level monk now, aren't you?
I am a 6th level monk, yes.
Your fists count as magic. They can interact with the ghost world.
Oh god, you can just.
Oh.
So you actually
Yes.
can get hands-on with Karla Kaestner.
Oh my.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
that means you could give her the keenness.
Oh my god, chat. Oh my god.
Chat
you're-
fucking bringing it out.
But here's the thing, as a monk, my whole body counts as a weapon.
It does.
You're done. And I mean,
Oh
you
my
You can
actually
channel
already
You
magic
are the
chi.
only
Oh,
one
shit.
who can give her what she wants.
I'm the one she wants it for, the only one who can
My.
give it.
All right, so yeah,
God.
possession's off the table. You are just like, this bed is destroyed. It's the whole thing.
Also, I do feel like it's got to be referred to as the
Mag-
keenness. The key charged
Magic
keenness.
jizz.
My only regret is that
Eh?
no one
Oh
is
no,
going
it's
to believe
spooky
I fucked a
ectoplasm.
ghost.
All right. GG.
Fucking A.
So that's good. At least we know the new unseen servant is gonna have to fucking clean the entire fucking room now.
Yep. Yep. It's just ectoplasm
It's
everywhere.
a spooky ghost.
Oh no, it's a spooky ghost!
Yeah. Turns out nobody actually gets the long rest that night. It's just too loud. Nah, it's
You
fine.
hear the wailings of a ghost.
Yeah, it's
I don't-
too
yeah.
spoopy. Too spoopy.
It is.
Yeah, yeah, it's
There
the
are
most
many
spookiest
ghostly
orgasm
wails.
you've ever heard.
Yep.
Very spooky.
If there
Too
is no
spooky.
way to actually get a proper night's sleep, then Frida would just pop up a little hut, just go in and curl up there.
Is there anything stopping you from activating Tiny Hut indoors? You just make
No.
Tiny Hut inside it?
I could just make it wherever the fuck ever.
Yeah. This is just like you open into this, the guest bedroom is Marcus sleeping on a bunk, and then there's just a tiny hut where a bed should be. You're like, huh, that's weird. But okay.
Nice. Frida prefers in small enclosed spaces.
Yeah. I remember Frida's proclivity.
I can't believe this is
Yeah.
this has worked out so well.
Yeah, Zanza doesn't go full on get out. He goes full on get off.
Yep. All right. So yeah. Oh, OBS just died apparently.
Oh, no.
Shit.
No.
Huh? What?
Well, it
Why?
disconnected.
You lost internet?
OBS did.
Oh.
I'll just give it a bit, then it should reconnect automatically.
Oh no. Yep. Seems fine. I don't know if stream actually was interrupted.
Oh, we'll see.
I don't know.
Was it
Okay.
just like a tempo encoding error, or?
I don't know.
Oh, this is think about this. Ghost appearance doesn't really change because they can't, really interact with themselves like that. But
Okay. Yep.
given it's
Everything's fine.
Sansa, it
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have come out every fucking bed hair.
For the rest of her on life,
Sex
yeah.
ruffle.
Yeah.
Sex ruffle all the way.
She's just gonna just fucking so smoking. She just always looks post fuck, and you just be like, oh, I can't words good with this woman anymore.
Indeed, I'm literally glowing. Ah, man, it's so good.
Some good shit. I mean, like, this is just yet another legend we get to add to the annals of Zanza.
I know, right?
Like, this whole time we've known it, that he wasted his potential by becoming a fighter because he could have been the best sexer that there ever was. But it turns out that his dip into the martial arts has given him the powers to take his sex to whole new lands of opportunity.
Well, clearly, if there is a strong female spirit taken in control by a necromancer, Zanza just needs to fuck it back to the light side, because that's apparently how that works now.
Indeed.
Fuck the evil out of her. My
It's
God.
penetration
man.
for evil against good? I don't know.
I can't even.
What's the
This is
plan?
just-
Trying to remember the word idiot. Alright, that's how you end an epic dry spell.
Yeah.
150 years of dry.
Yep.
By getting incredibly wet. Hey.
Yep.
She's wearing nothing but a raincoat, and she's knocking on my door.
I wonder if by giving the ghost, who forever long has been here, finally giving her something to feel, by banging the ghost, would she like me so much to the point where if she had anything super awesome, she would give it to me?
Almost, except that she really, really wants her descendant to come back. So
Okay.
she will definitely probably throw in something extra for all the help you guys have given her now.
Thought it was worth asking.
It was. It's a fair ask. It's a fair ask.
Oh, man.
All right, so yeah,
You get the Rock Your World bonus later.
the
Like
party
it there, goes blind.
the party regroups in the morning, sort of stepping over some puddles of ectoplasm splattered all over the bottom of the corridor. Karla
swear.
will send Zanza on with a smack on the ass, and yeah.
Oh, I mean, good goddamn, Zanza.
Apparently, I
Wow.
can fuck ghosts.
Holy shit,
Wow,
dude.
That's really wow. Seriously?
I'm as
I've-
confused as everybody else here.
I'm not gonna lie, I personally imagined that when we, woke up and had breakfast in the morning, that you'd just be sat there speaking with a sexy lady's voice instead. But no, fucking full credit to you.
Yeah. I'm amazed.
Yeah, I was just
impressed.
like, I'm fucking impressed. I don't know what to do.
And Karla is actually passed the fuck out. Literally
Yep.
sleeping.
Floating.
She is just disincorporated somewhere in her bedroom. She'll rematerialize in a couple days. It's fine.
Literally fucked her into a coma. Or stupid. God damn. You fucked a ghost into a stupor.
Zanza's just eating breakfast with a 1,000-yard stare.
I mean, that's understandable.
I mean, I fucked a ghost. You think that would just be, oh, you had sex with a ghost, but you don't understand. Ghosts can do things.
Really? Like what?
Zanza just like puts his hands on his head as he's kneeling over the table. Ghosts can do things.
They could do. No, I can't believe it, but I'm all about that ghost pussy for the rest of my life.
That was all part of Karla's plan all along.
Sex changes when you don't have any physical organs. That's all I'm going to say.
Alright.
Oh.
I'm having an interesting time trying to imagine it all. But yes, I suppose it's time to go see Cassie the Dragon and let him know that Lizardmen wanted his book. And, you know, of course, give him the book.
Right.
And tell him about stuff about the Hidden City and, you know, trying not to get us all wiped out by an ancient vampire. You know, typical hero shit.
I want to go talk to Casternex again. It's always fun knowing that you're friends with a dragon.
Yeah, it is.
Also, I'm also friends with Archmage Ghost now. So,
Yep.
you know.
I think you're a little more than
you-
friends, but
Yeah. You're
That's
building up
what
your
benefits.
little black book pretty well.
Zanza probably needs to get a black book at this point.
It's just
But
just one of
can he
those like
read or
little.
write?
Oh yeah, wait.
I'm
Are you
going to
literate?
answer a strong maybe. Strongest of maybes.
Are you illiterate?
To
No, wait. You've read
Casternex!
No, wait. You were brought up in a nice house and you have the ability to read books in the past. So
Oh yeah, he can't read. To Casternex.
if not, we have to retcon a lot of reading that you've done in the past.
To
Yeah, but
Casternex.
he hasn't succeeded in the reading part.
Well, it was succeeding in understanding the magic book.
He did read words, I suppose. Yeah, off we rock and roll.
And just feeling Mark has been so quiet.
Maybe Marcus wanted ghost blowjobs too. I'm not hearing a no.
alright. So the party spends the rest of the day traveling to Casternex's lair. Let's see how this goes for you guys.
Casternex!
Nope, you guys are
No,
fine.
good. I have to go screaming it. I imagine not many things are going to try and fuck with you in, like, you know, the dragon's domain.
Casternex!
If I remember rightly, wasn't it a kobold shaman that passed on the sleep sending on his behalf?
Yeah, indeed. And when you arrive at his lair,
Commandos.
yeah, you find a cave surrounded by a bunch of kobolds. Several of them have like dark blue scales and horns and big finned ears.
Zanza's just running forward happy. Casternex!
Slow it down there, buddy, eh?
Brothers!
Brother!
I have no idea who you are, but if you say brothers, I'm going to come over and hug you.
The blue kobolds, like when Zanza starts prancing forward, they just like drop down onto one knee each and pull up their shields and point spears at you.
Okay, maybe not on the hugs.
Whoa. Who the hell are you?
I am Zanza. I'm a friend of Casternex. In fact, all of us are.
Casternex.
Yeah,
You actually said Cancernex.
He's neither a disease nor a crab. So
Look, man, I got a huge fucking tooth growing up the top of my mouth. You're gonna have to cut me some slack here.
Fair.
DCL, you have teeth growing on in the top of your mouth and the lower part of your mouth as well.
On the top of the
That's
roof
not
of my
teeth.
mouth, behind those ones.
Owie.
Okay, that's a different thing.
I had one of those too. I just got it removed. It was
I'm not
Laser
able to
beams!
afford going to the dentist in a while, so that will have to be something that's taken care of later. Point is, Zanza will also say, we're friends of Casternex.
All right.
I will mention that Casternex's shaman sent me a message. We have a piece of information for him.
All right. One of the blue kobolds will grab a shittier, smaller kobold and toss him into the cave, telling him to go fetch the master. So that
Rock and
kobold
roll.
disappears, and a few minutes later,
Casually smoke a cigar.
a tall humanoid form steps out of the shadows with a big, like, wolf's hide cloak billowing behind him.
Zanza waves to Casternex. Hey,
Ah, hello. It's
Pleasure
been
to
some
see you
time.
again.
we brought you your book.
Is that so? Well,
Yes, I will open a bag and pull the book gently out. Just so you're aware, apparently there are lizard folk who have been waiting for this book to leave the walls of the city for like a long period of time. They're very interested in recovering it for some reason. I mean, we kicked the shit out of them and then told them that their book was burned, and then hid it in a scry-proof bag. But just so you're aware, there are apparently others interested in it.
well, smart solution, but why would lizard folk be interested in the book?
Well,
Honestly-
the writer was a lizardman, but otherwise not a clue. I'll hand it off.
Honestly,
Hmm.
we were hoping you would know. They seemed to know about you.
Yes, I've had some encounters with the lizard folk here. They have a temple not far away, I don't believe. Why would they be interested in this book? And you say they wanted to see it destroyed.
That's
This-
correct. Apparently there was knowledge in there for none but lizard kind, and they would have been perfectly fine with seeing it gone.
They said it was forbidden knowledge and that they didn't want you to have it.
Well, any of us, frankly.
Well, that can only mean that I'm on the right track.
Yes,
He will
indeed.
take
We've
the book.
learned some interesting things as well in the interim. Namely,
Can we discuss this in private?
yeah, sure, no problem.
Ah, yes, of course, how rude. Please. Welcome to my domain. He will give you a sweeping arm motion towards the cave and stride inside.
Who are the kobold guards?
They're kobolds.
I mean, you didn't have them before. Are they your friends?
He seems somewhat confused by this and says, they're kobolds.
Yeah, but
They worship dragons. It's what they do.
Oh.
And once you're inside and out of earshot from the rest of the little cobes, Casternex will say, it's actually quite convenient. Anywhere you go, there's kobolds, and if there's kobolds, why, you just announce that you're a dragon, and, well, they tend to serve you. And he will just look at Jeffrey and say, isn't that right, little friend? Yeah, sure. What's up?
Jeffrey must be part dragon then.
I mean, this is the reality of all kobolds. It's kind of where the whole thing comes from.
Well, Jeffrey being Jeffrey.
No, just take a quick peek at Jeffrey's flaws. I consider those who do not worship and revere dragons to be foolish and backwards. These Northlanders' gods are nothing but pretenders and charlatans. It's like, yeah, no, that sounds about correct with everything that I know of kobolds.
So, please, come in here. I've set up something of a sitting room. Not terribly civilized, I'm afraid, but it's a difficult building mansions out in the woods.
Understandable.
Dynamic lighting, why?
Are you stuck in a wall? Oh no, it's
Oh.
dark as shit for you, that's why. Poor Zanza. Let me find you a torch.
When you can outpace the light, you live only in darkness.
That is literally true for poor Zanza. Casternex will see that you're struggling, and he'll just like cough onto a torch and light it up.
Thank you.
Didn't even have oil on it. He just spat a flaming loogie.
Yep.
Nice gold pile, by the way.
Ah, yes, I've been working on it for a bit. Someday I'll be able to sleep on it. Someday.
Might need a bigger cave though before that.
Oh yes, of course, this is just a transition period. Still moving into the region, you know.
Still moving out of my I left most of my belongings in my parents' basement.
Look, he's a first-time cave owner, okay?
Right. So, the magic book, you think, has information on the city.
Well, yes, and seeing that these lizard folk seem dead set on preventing it from being found, then it stands to reason I might be correct.
We
Awesome.
also had a slight discussion with some of the gods around.
Oh, how did that go for you?
Actually, it went
really
very
want us to
well. They
find the
were
city.
really- yes, they were really nice.
The gods are interested in the city. Why?
I don't know if you've ever heard of a vampire called Lord Winter.
Yes, had the unpleasure of meeting him once.
Yeah, he's
Wait,
kind
you
of.
met him once?
Yes, when
Huh.
I was just a small child. Long story.
How was he? All signs point to him being a jerk.
Casternex just shrugs.
Right, then,
The-
we're to believe that the Magic City will have artifacts and weapons that we could probably use to help fight him.
Yes,
because
he's.
it was... Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, he's kind of not only back in action again, but he kind of wants to see the world destroyed. Apart from he and his demonic kind, and he sort of maybe kind of has the queen imprisoned.
You know, the standard hero array of adventure.
Which queen?
Yeah.
My mother.
I thought she was dead, the queen of this land. Why is there a new queen then?
Blink.
What?
Well, I was informed that there's a Queen Ariane ruling this land, not Queen Skeza.
That's my niece, right?
Yes, that's your niece. You've met her.
My mother stepped down. It's more like she left very suddenly on a very important task from Kalira, which I only just recently found out was to keep an eye on and attempt to make sure Lord Winter does not, do what he's doing right now.
Well, if there's a new queen, then I don't see why it's much of a problem here. Though obviously Lord Winter threatening to destroy the world probably isn't the best thing.
No.
The thing is, it's not so much that we're looking for artifacts and weapons, it's the fact that there's knowledge and magic that could be helped to, instead of killing him, instead sealing him away in a world where he doesn't have to deal with us.
Where he doesn't have to put up with our shit.
My dear, now you're speaking my language. Magic and knowledge is exactly why I'm searching out this city in the first place.
Yeah. The thing is, we have talked with the goddess of current magic, but she doesn't have the knowledge. We'll have also access to the god of life, which would help with the whole creating. But right now, the magic of old that is, from our understanding, trapped and hidden inside the city could be used. But there's also the former god of knowledge is still alive, but very reclusive.
Magic is weird.
It's very, very weird.
Well, I don't know about any of these gods you're speaking of, but I do know that Senatrea, the dragon that founded the city of Alona, was a powerful sorceress, much more so than anything mere mortals have managed to replicate in the millennia? Tens of thousands of years? In the time between her disappearance and now.
So that's good.
Yes, if you're looking for magical knowledge, that would be the place to go.
Either way, whatever's at the city, we're clearly going to go to it.
Well, I suppose I could let you follow me in. Don't touch anything, though. He will give Zanza like a pointed little poke on the nose.
Aw, I wanted to touch all the things.
None of the things.
But what about the things we're going to take?
You're not taking anything from the Holy City.
But what if
Knowledge.
there's like a super cool magical weapon? That's a sword.
Everything in that city belongs to dragonkind, not Minotaur bunnies.
What if we could use it to save the world from Lord Winter?
What if I
And
just
then give
borrow
it back
it?
afterwards. Yeah, I was going to say,
And then
maybe we can
return
give
it.
it back afterwards, I suppose.
The dragon gives you a suspicious look.
It's for the sake of saving the world, I
I
promise.
mean, we don't know what it is. It could just be knowledge that we are after, and knowledge can just be
Yes.
learned.
Let's not count our wormlings before they hatch.
I'd rather have
We'll have to inspect the city
But
first.
if we could hatch some wormlings, that would be pretty great.
I'm afraid I'm the wrong sex for that.
I mean,
have a super
look, magic and certain advancements.
Shh, shh, shh. He just like puts a finger up to your lips.
That's enough.
Anyway, if these lizard folk are so interested in this book, that must mean they know what's inside. And he will start flipping through the pages.
I don't know. They seem pretty fanatical. They could just be trying to keep it out and not know what's inside at all.
Lizard folk do act very strange.
Oh?
Just every time we've interacted with them, they just act weird. Like the first time we found some, they were trying to kill a bunch of other lizard folk, and they didn't care about us getting in the way. They just like ran right past us and just stomped all over these guys.
I'm pretty sure that was just the lizards following their rules and customs.
I don't even know. They don't talk to us really.
It sounds
hard
like
to
you might be a bit
speak
of a
to them.
lizard racist.
I know. I said that we need to be more understanding with the lizard folk, but patience is with them.
However, we might be able to put that to good use, he says.
What?
Well, your irrational hatred of lizards. He will
I
sit
don't-
down on the steps here and put the book in his lap.
I'm entirely certain I don't have an irrational hatred of lizards.
Yes,
They're
yes.
very hard to
of course.
understand, but you know.
Hey, come on. Don't you start too.
I'm just teasing. There's just some tail wagging. I am curious. I wonder, do you think those lizard men have more useful information? Just, stuff we haven't gotten a chance to see yet?
I do, exactly. It'll take me some time to go through this book, but in the meantime, there is something useful you could do. We'll stand up and place the book very deliberately down on the stone where he was sitting. As I said before, the lizard folk have a temple not far from here. It's at the lakeside. I've seen a number of their kind coming in and out, many of them with strange symbols. It's possible that
Interesting.
these are the individuals responsible for attacking you. If so, they doubtless have some information regarding the lost city.
I'm not so sure about this.
Yes, I mean, it would, in a kind of way, it would make sense. They were so determined to, make sure they weren't interrogated that they literally had contingency spells that once they lost consciousness, they would disintegrate it.
Wait, do we ever find out about that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. One of them exploded into fire and then into ash, and when he died, and the other exploded into gas when he died.
I didn't mean about not knowing whether they knew something about the city or not. I meant about us going over and trying to question or scavenge through a lizard relic, a lizard temple. That feels with us that's going to lead into a bloodbath.
Well,
mean,
they're just
there's always
lizard folk. It's fine.
But they're lizard folk, as in people with lives.
Yes, and they tried to kill you over the books, so fair's fair. Kill them back.
You don't genocide an entire species of people just because some are jerks.
All the lizard folk don't live in the temple, little bunny.
Out of character, let me tell you about Rebecca Covenstone.
Still doesn't feel right just to go and kill lizards because they have something we want.
Well,
Makes
then
us
ask
no
them to give it to you, and then when they refuse, try to murder them.
That
That's
sounds
how
like
you
being a
adventurers
bandit.
do, isn't it?
No, that's how bandits do. Adventurers are
I
supposed
would
to be
like
the
to
good
think that
guys.
we're more morally inclined, but we will still look into the location. You know, just no promises of bloodbaths.
Fine,
I
fine.
would much prefer not to kill the lizard folk.
Yeah,
I'm sure the feeling isn't mutual.
It doesn't have to be.
that's fair.
Just because they want to murder me does not mean I have to lower my standards.
Zanza only fucks tens.
How suicidally noble. Now, as I said, they have strange symbols. I haven't had the chance to get a good look. If you can bring me one of them, perhaps that will give us some clue as to what tribe or faction we're dealing with. Alternatively, a description might suffice, but I'd prefer to be able to talk to one of these lizards myself.
Wait, they were talking. I remember that yeah, they announced themselves before attacking that the book rightfully was owned by. Insert lizard name here because Frida actually took note of that because she's way smarter than me, has better memory. God damn it.
That's fair. Yes, they did announce a lizardy sounding name.
What lizard are we talking about?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
might
alright.
mangle my own recollection of it.
I am just simple
Yeah.
non-lizard folk.
I don't have to get the Frida's character sheet up. I will spend inspiration if I need to, and I will bard it myself as well.
You fuck off right now.
Oh, what?
Sorry,
What?
looked in chat.
What did chat
Yeah,
say?
I was.
Not
My
chat.
hand
General
was.
chat.
My
No, that
hand
was in
instantly
in
brought up here. Is
in fan chat, you mean, right?
Yes.
okay?
I was talking to Skow.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
knows what
So-
she
I
did.
posted a glorious picture.
Okay, Savin. Savin?
He's consulting the oracles as to what that name was himself.
I mean, you can roll now.
Okay.
The Oracle is suggesting that they didn't call themselves anything, but...
No, it belongs to the blah blah blah.
I'm pretty sure they just said it belongs to lizard kind.
Oh yeah, as far as I can remember, they just said, yeah, that was a book that the lizard kind wrote. Your memory would be better, but that's what I remember.
That's Frida that would remember. But okay, I will spend inspiration, and I will spend bardic inspiration. And it's raw intelligence or history.
Just raw intelligence. Wow.
I are smart. 28.
I have made it
Oh,
bad
yeah,
decision.
Smart.
Yo, the 8.
Yeah,
Very
they
much
identify
smart.
themselves as lizard kind.
Okay, but can I give it the description of their unique thing about them?
They had no identifying marks.
Oh, so those tattooed on the scales was it an identifying mark?
Let me rephrase that. No clan markings.
Okay, no clan marking. Okay, yeah, but
Yeah, like
the
the individuals
tattoos
were marked up, with tattoos and stuff in some cases. I believe it was the shaman who had a bunch of ritual tattoos all over his body, but yeah, they weren't
And
displaying
then,
their clan's insignias or anything.
Yeah, and then you had Mr. Asshole with big weapon there.
Yeah, the
That was
Drake blood.
blue yeah.
But yeah. So we got Lizard Temple. Basically, we just have to go over to Lizard Temple and see what we can find, right?
That would be my suggestion. As I said, those lizards know more than they let on, which is little enough. See if you can talk to them. I doubt you can, but if that works out, I'd love to know what they know about this book. Why they're so desperate to keep it out of my hands. Perhaps offer to give it back to them, if they'll tell you. I'll read it while you're gone, and surrender it
its
afterwards.
memory now, and then later.
Yes.
So
Right. We'll at least give you we'll give you a head start to read the book. We do have some other business pressing in a graveyard that's rather close by here.
Yep. Oh, and also a fantabulous hunt for a potentially fresh necromancer apprentice, so that she doesn't make a terrible decision, so that we can help out our new archmage ghost friend. Really,
so
we
we
get
don't
up to
have to-
quite an astounding amount of shit, Cassie.
It comes from the territory of being, well, competent-ish.
I like to think
Mostly.
of it as being chosen.
That's the ish.
Yes.
That's the ish talking right there. This is why we only get ish, Zanza.
I mean, we're friends with a dragon, destined to try to save the world against the ancient evil trying to destroy it. It sounds like pretty chosen one to me.
It's true, and you did fuck a ghost.
Well, let me know when you find the prophecy that details your coming. I'd love to read
I mean,
about
no,
it.
we already learned all about his coming. People paid for it as well. They wanted tickets.
Puns aside, I
I'm
wouldn't
not
be
going to
surprised if
ask.
you did find a prophecy, actually.
Not going to ask. The
Right.
dragon goes and sits back down, starts reading.
I'll let you read the book, Casternex. We'll see you later.
Yes. Best of luck, indeed.
Indeed. Try not to get eaten alive by the lizards. That's a thing they
Oh,
do,
yeah,
by
yeah.
the way. Don't get captured.
Yeah, no, I mean...
Well, they wouldn't be
It's
the biggest thing.
not
to try
getting
to
eaten
keep me.
alive is on the agenda.
Good luck.
Good luck! Alright, try to sound smugger. We get it. You're a big powerful dragon and we're squishy.
To the graveyard!
Alright,
I guess-
so let me mark on your map here where the dragon says the temple is, which is over here.
Yeah, we'll save the temple for a return journey. Looks like we might be skipping on going back home, I don't know.
Okay.
It's
Where's
not
the-
like we have all
where
the
is it?
things to do.
Oh, it's in the square right there. Okay.
We only have all of the things to do.
It's true.
Ugh, why did I use that color? I selected red.
We can get one more square for the day.
You can get 0 more squares from the day, since not everybody moves as speedy as Zanza.
Oh.
Unlike with Karla's Tower, you are not given an invitation to sleep in the cave. The kobolds shoo you out.
Oh, tiny hut it is.
Yep.
God, it's
Get
such
real,
a
you-
good spell.
Getting a lot of use out of it.
Hey,
It's a really cool hut.
Not a lot of privacy though.
That's true. It is exceptionally hard to score some smash.
wait,
Are you
wait,
kidding
wait.
me? It's not
Wait.
like...
Wait, let me actually see. Can I do more than one?
I mean, it's not like at least once a time we don't walk in here or learn about every character's sexual escapades. At this point, I'm just surprised the party does not just evolve into a giant orgy.
I mean,
Well,
it's
some
on the...
Some of us are civilized.
Yeah, I mean, time and a place.
Oh, nice. Creatures. It doesn't say.
Civilized, air quotes, as we loop through bodies.
That we killed with honest weapons in a civilized time.
Yeah. The spells end if you leave its area. Ah, sorry.
Okay.
I can only cast one.
Yep. So we get in our tiny hut and we sleep for the night.
Alright, so what's the area on that? It's a 10-foot radius, or... Let me open this spell up here. A 10-foot radius. Okay, so let me draw this on the map here, because it might be relevant.
20-foot diameter.
5, 10, 15, 20, 15, 20. Bloop. Tiny hut. Tiny hut. Presumably you
I
don't
like
want
to
to
imagine that
put it like over here or something.
a little bit towards the side there.
Yeah.
I just imagine it's actually one small square opening, and it just fits inside like a
Bit of hammer
The
space
combo.
goodness.
yes. Because it's cuter that way.
The kobolds look at you suspiciously, but say and do nothing as you erect a tiny hut. Little goat house.
Everyone in. Just toss them over.
Oh, I'm not gonna say it. Going to bed. No.
What?
Stay. Nope. Nope.
What? What's wrong with my hut?
No, nothing. Savin hasn't realized it. I'm not gonna say it.
What?
Nothing.
God damn it.
I'll say it when
Can't
the
just-
XP is being given.
You know, you're
You
outside.
can't just drop a fucking tender hook like that and then just let it drop. What is this shit?
You know,
Yes.
you're outside. All alone.
In the
In the cold
dark.
dark night.
Yeah.
Yay, welcome to the hut.
Sure. I'm in the hut now.
I think
Yeah.
the reason for the placement is the fact that he's gonna get attacked like right about now.
Now, why would that be? What makes you say
gee,
that?
Maybe because it's the magical land scrying there.
What are you talking about?
Everything's fine. And indeed, everything is perfectly fine. For 8 whole hours.
Hooray!
And then at 8 hours, 1 minute, all the hell breaks loose.
Yep. So about that. Who wakes up first in the morning?
I suppose Zanza.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Sarah.
Zanza wakes up for his morning jog.
Alright.
For one to go the fast, they must always be training.
It's true. It's true. Zanza is a monk, so yeah, I'll give that to you. You wake up first. So you prepare to exit the tiny hoot. Stop messing with your microphone, Jesus.
I wasn't.
Anyway. So yeah, you exit the tiny hut, and you see a distinct lack of kobolds.
No, the kobolds are gone.
I mean, obviously they went back in to sleep.
Yeah.
At least that's what Zanza assumes.
Except for these 2 guards here. It's 2 different kobolds. They changed watches in the night. But they are both asleep. They have face planted into the ground and are snoring quite obnoxiously.
Oh.
That's a weird way to sleep. I'm gonna go over and wake up one of them.
Alright, so as you do so, you hear footsteps behind you.
Turn around.
Alright.
Who are you?
A lizard folk strides out of the shadows and says in a raspy common, "They live for now."
For now. I would prefer that they kept on living. Who are you?
Me, I am Cayuse, a knight of Slyreth.
A knight. Oh, well, hi. I'm also a knight. I'm a knight of Sieg. It's nice to meet you.
Alright. The lizard folk folds his hands behind his back and stands up straight, and you can see he's got these big leather pauldrons on his shoulders, and his otherwise bare chest is crisscrossed with leather straps and strange tribal fetishes, and he's got the same like blue tattoos on his scales that the shaman did. And
Well,
the only weapon you can see on him, though, is a sword hilt, just the hilt, with a bit of broken blade on it that's tucked into his belt.
would I be able to judge from his stance if he's a monk? From the way he carries his body?
He is not keeping a monastic stance that you've seen.
Alright then. Well, even though I'm rather slow on the uptake, I can figure out why you're here. You're probably here for the book, aren't you?
That would be appreciated. But I have also come to deliver unto you a warning.
A warning?
Stay away from the lost city.
But
It is
why?
no place for your kind.
Wait. We want to talk about the Lost City. You say that we shouldn't be there and that it has knowledge that's not meant for us. If that's true, we want an explanation.
My clan has guarded the gates to Ilona for thousands of years. Generations of hatchlings beyond counting have grown up in the city shadows. It is not a place meant for you or anyone.
I can at least understand it's a long-standing tradition that you've guarded the city. But this city might have things that will help us save the entire world, including where your clan and hatchlings reside. If it can help us do that, we need to get in there.
The lizard folk just looks at you coldly and says, "The world has ended many times before. The frost giants thought the world was ending when the great spiders of Lang descended upon them. The spiders thought it was the end times when their elvish slaves rose up and overthrew their madness. And the elves thought it was the end when winter came. The end for all things comes, little one. Let
Even if
yours
that's
come
true.
gracefully."
Even if that's true, it doesn't deprive us the right to try to prevent it. Everybody has a right to keep trying to live. Except necromancers, but that's a whole nother argument.
I cannot dissuade you from trying, but know this. There will be no mercy should you pursue this course.
Wait,
You
wait.
and all your friends will be put to death.
This doesn't have to end in violence. Let us talk to your elders. Maybe there's a way we can undergo some trial or gain the honor of being able to go into the city.
You speak to the elder of the Order of Slyreth. I have seen ages beyond counting come and go.
So you're the elder. Because you cut out there.
Yeah.
He said he has seen the ages beyond counting come and go.
So what we have what would we have to do to get into the city that does not result in us fighting you?
The city is not meant for your kind.
You keep saying that.
We
but you
can
won't
no
explain.
more permit you to enter than you can will yourself to stop breathing and die.
Wait, this city permits people to enter. Is it magical? Are we dealing with a huge magical city again?
He just stares at you blankly.
Would you like to wake up one of your less retarded companions?
Zanza's gonna sigh and go like, "Can I get a second and wake up one of my more magically inclined friends? This is gonna be magic talk, and magic talk just makes my head hurt."
Alright. He doesn't respond.
Right. I'm just gonna go get one of my friends. Stay calm. and I will go inside the tiny hut. Kreshia! Kreshia!
Yeah, pancakes. Huh?
Wake up. There's the Elder of the Lizard Clan up front. I'm trying to talk to him, but he's talking about a magic city now, and my head's just starting to hurt.
How does the... Why hasn't the dragon exploded his face?
Just come on, Kreshia. I'm gonna pick up Kreshia off the bed and go back
God,
out.
fucking shit. I'm like just stood there in fucking pajamas.
Yeah, so Kreshia stumbles out, the lizard folk is gone, the kobolds are standing there as if nothing had ever happened.
Wait, where'd he go?
Fucking Zanza, I'm in my jammy jams.
I'm gonna go over to the kobold guard and go, hey, did you see the old lizard folk with the super huge leather pauldrons?
What?
What do you mean, what? You were just sleeping on the floor. He probably walked past you or away
Hey,
from you.
I don't sleep on the job.
But you were asleep. There should even be... Actually, I'm gonna look down at the dirt. Is there, like, the indentation of where his face would be?
Make a perception check.
Perception...
Just gonna fucking have a savant moment in my half sleep doze, in my half asleep moment.
Alright, Zanza, you definitely see a place where Kobold's face might have been.
I mean, you can even see the indentation of the dirt.
What? That's from where my feet have been.
Let me talk to Casternex real quick. This might be important.
It's the middle of the night, kid.
Trust me, I wouldn't want to wake a dragon unless it was the utmost important. I know how that can end.
Yeah, they look at each other like, I don't want to do this.
I'll wake him myself.
Yeah,
That way-
you do that. Go on in.
Yeah, while he
Zanza will
fucks off to
nod.
go do that, I'm looking for like tracks and evidence.
I'm just gonna light a torch and prepare to dodge, run the fuck away to dodge fire if he has to.
Yeah, you see tracks. They start about 10 feet this way, come over here, and then depart about 10 feet that way.
Alright, cool. Let's see, what have I got fucking prepped right now? We'll just see if I can...
As you're contemplating your spells, Zanza comes running back out of the den, chased by gouts of fire. Dive bombs into cover.
It's okay, Kreshia. I'm just trying to wake Casternex. He's a little grumpy.
I'm grumpy too.
disturb my slumber?
And the
Casternex.
dragon just stomps out of the cave and pokes its snout out, breathing flames. Everyone else wakes up from the roars and stomping.
Zanza pops his head
Oh my
out.
gosh, what's going on?
And it's just like, Casternex, it's your super best buddy, bro, Zanza. Kind of important information. I wouldn't wake you unless it was super duper important, so please do not eat me.
It had better be. And Casternex shifts down to human form.
And then
He's just standing there, buck naked, and glowering at you.
Well, first things first, you should probably check to make sure the book's still here.
It is. I was sleeping on it.
Okay, good. Because the Elder of the Lizard Clan came over, and I was talking to him.
What?
I figured he might have stolen the book. He was able to make the guards pass out, and they have no recollection of it.
He looks at the guards, looks at you.
I do see some tracks over here. No, I don't think Zanza's completely full of shit.
It's true. I was talking to him, and he was talking about the Magic City and how they that generation of lizard folk who defended it, and how the city is not going to permit us to go in. I was trying to diplomatize and see if there wasn't a way we could get entry into it without fighting the entire clan.
So how'd that go?
He said that if we continued down this course, he would have to put me and our friends to death. But it was progress. The first step to any healthy relationship is open communication, right?
Zanza, I know this might be a lot to be asking, and I'm gonna do everything to put all of my brain power to absorbing this information, but can you try and repeat, like, everything he said and it's exact as opposed to the version with, like, a vague summation followed by an assumption that you make immediately afterwards.
Right. Zanza's gonna go over to a tree, cut out like 2 pieces of bark and put them on his shoulder. Let me get into character.
Oh, fuck.
And
Wait, yeah, that's a good start. Can you, like, describe this guy? It will make life a whole lot easier.
how tall was he? Guys whose name I've already forgotten.
Probably like 7'2".
7'2".
Very big.
He's
I assume
big
very,
lizard.
very beefy.
Not particularly.
Not particularly beefy. Had a sword with not really a blade, but a broken hilt. No, a broken part of a blade. It was very short. Super huge leather pauldrons on his arms.
So he's a WoW character?
Pretty much.
Okay.
What was his name again? I've forgotten. Zanza
Kyu.
would know.
Close.
Kyu. And he said that he was the elder of the lizard folk.
He was the elder himself, and he just sort of fucking appeared, warned you, and left again.
Apparently. I went inside the house to try to get you since he was talking about the magical city and it permitting people to enter, and I figured, hey, I should get the mage. So I went in to get the mage, and then he was not here anymore.
Okay. So, I'm gonna be throwing out some stuff that are assumptions, but I was kind of already mulling this over together in my head before sleepy sleep time. But I'm gonna assume that these lizards were sort of like oathed or something magically equivalent, however long ago it is, to try and protect the secrets of this place. Like, did they actually literally name the city?
They did give a name to the city, correct, Savin?
They named it as Ilona, which is what Casternex has been chasing.
Yes.
So they literally do know the way into this city, and then threatened you to stay away from it.
Oh, I'm not sure if they
Told
actually
you,
know.
Casternex says, beaming.
I'm not sure if they know the actual way into the city. They were talking about how not even their own kind had been into the city, but simply that they've been guarding it for generations, thousands of so.
Did he drop a clan name or anything other than his personal name?
I believe he didn't. He just
Yes,
said
he
he
does.
was. He did?
Yep.
Did he?
Yep.
I'm asking
It's
Savin.
written out right there in the chat.
Oh, okay. I'm not fiddling with the
Remember?
knife.
Because then immediately you went, oh yeah, I'm a knight as well.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shit. See, I have the worst
You're
memory.
too caught up in being a knight that you aren't listening to other knights. Zanza doesn't listen, he just waits for his turn to talk.
I just have very bad. You don't get to say that, Mr. Talks all the time.
Mrs. talks all the time, thank you.
Okay, fucking. You know what? You know what I meant. Don't you sass me. The point is,
Fucking
because
check
I
your
have
privilege,
shit-
GCL,
Tell
Jesus.
Skow not to sass.
Just because my memory is absolute shit.
Not how that works at all.
But yes,
Okay.
Knight of Slareth.
Slyreth. I've heard that name before, Casternex says, tapping
Is it
his
in your
chin. A slight breeze flows across the
Draconic pecker?
forest. Yeah, he just sort of sways in it. Ah, yes, that's right. A researcher I met about 10 years ago mentioned some sort of order of that name. He turned up dead a few months later. Perhaps that's what happened. He encountered
the
this
elder kid in the
knighthood,
steps.
and they too didn't want him getting too close to the city. Yes, it's the Lizardnati.
Slayer did 9/11.
Aha! I have something that can assist.
Flare with put water, chemicals in the water to make the frogs gay.
It's true, he did do that.
Okay, what's the name again? I'm trying to remember. Okay, have I used my bardic brain history power to figure that out, or what's it called? Do I history roll?
Yeah, you can do a history roll, sure.
What is that,
Ah,
legend
okay,
law?
cool.
I forget what it's called.
No, it's just a history check. Bards actually don't have
Yes.
bardic knowledge in 5e.
Hmm.
I will cast Fox Cunning on myself first. Enhance ability.
Okay.
So I get advantage. And I will cast Bardic Inspiration on myself as well.
Okay.
So you're really psyching yourself up to to drudge forth the memories.
To be fair,
Yeah,
this is
both-
extremely
Yeah.
obscure information, so the chance of you recalling this without, like, a library to research is very low.
Yeah, fuck yeah, do it.
So, okay, let's see if I can do it. 20 with
26.
26.
Okay, yeah. Now that Frida's got her brain meats working. Yeah, you think you've heard the name before. It's usually connected to, scholars and the like going missing. You've always heard of them as just being another clan of lizard folk, though perhaps a particularly aggressive one. This is the first time you've heard of them being connected to some sort of secret city or, like, mystery cult or whatever's going on here.
But the dots connect once the pattern is like once this information is known, the dots start to connect.
Mm-hmm.
It's like shum 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 shum. Okay, she gets a twig onto the ground, like makes a nice and starts all the information that of the scholars that's gone missing, when and where, just all their one line towards big circle this.
I'm starting to get a little worried. What if there's the off chance that the lizards are actually protecting something that needs to be kept secret?
Well, let's go through more of your thinking and stuff and things that you heard from them. And did you ask them if we would just be allowed in?
I asked if there was any way we could even earn the right to be let in. He said there was none.
All right, exact wording. Come on, lizards are super literal.
Well,
I believe
like I
in you.
said, he mentioned that the city wouldn't allow me passage.
Mhm.
Something about the city being the one to choose who gets to pass through it and who doesn't.
Okay.
That led me to the assumption that the city was magical in some strange way. And then I went to go get you, and then he was gone.
I mean, the city is super fucking magical. Like in every inconceivable greater magics than we have ever or likely may ever see in our lives level.
Is there some... Oh, it is a city that nobody's ever found or escaped from. What are the chances that it has some kind of force field?
I mean, we know it does. Like, we've walked past it, but we couldn't figure out, even for the life of us, where, how, or any way of getting in. That's the whole
So-
point of all of this.
Here's my question. If
That place really gives you a headache.
they believe that the city is what gets to choose who gets let in and who doesn't, then why are they so vehement about guarding it?
Well, I mean, I mentioned that they're probably oathed to, like, literally try and stop people from attempting it. And if this is, as you say, like, thousands of years of kept promises and hatchlings throughout the ages, something. But, I mean, they're gonna keep trying, even
So-
if it's pointless or not.
As you're saying that, Casternex is pacing around and then he snaps his fingers and says, "Wait. You said the city chooses who comes and goes."
Mm-hmm.
That's what Slayer said. Because Q's...
Please.
I've read before, and this book confirmed it. The city was only to be accessed by, quote, the faithful of Senatrea. A cult grew up around the great dragoness in her later days. They worshipped her like a goddess. The first goddess of magic, some might say.
Well, I guess that shoots my chances of getting in.
Yes.
Although I assume that means that this lizard group either are related to, or in fact are that cult, or were that cult.
It could be. Or they're simply gatekeepers meant to keep you out of the city. It's possible, like you said, they've never been in the city themselves. Whatever it
I'd be
is, they
surprised
keep
if a
out
gatekeeper didn't
anyone
have a
who
key.
isn't faithful to their goddess, and, well, her cults died out millennia ago.
It doesn't happen to have any connotations with the... You remember the throne, right? The ancient language, all that kind of
Yes.
thing?
Assyrian.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, they were the peoples who I believe built Ilona.
I wonder if there's more Assyrian stuff out there. If I have to sit in a whole bunch more chairs, I'm going to be a little bit miffed, but also super excited at how awesomely magical that is.
Did you say Hasiran?
Assyrian.
Assyrian. Oh, okay. Assyrian. What are the Assyrian?
Super ancient people.
Yeah, they
Led by
were
the mighty Lord Conrad.
proto-peoples that have been extinct for presumably many thousands of years.
So they weren't like any kind of elves or anything?
No, they were
or humans?
most certainly came before elves.
Huh.
Unlike in, your typical fantasy setting in Iona, elves are only like one world generation behind people now. They aren't like ultra ancient.
Do you think there might be more Assyrian stuff, relics out there that might be our way into this city then?
That seems likely, yes. Some relic of their faith, some religious text.
Oh, if we want to find some kind of really old, really obscure, information, we are trying to find Kandarn.
Right.
You might be able to help us find it.
Consulting the god of knowledge could help. But there are some things that are even outside of the god's sight. Like this winter problem you keep talking about.
I don't suppose there's any. I don't suppose there's any kind of ancient sage or fucking I don't know, someone.
Even not for the
Some
threat
sort of
winter.
oracle, perhaps.
Yeah.
Something like that.
If not for the threat of winter, I just suggest we leave the city alone.
I'm afraid I don't know any oracles myself, but I can start investigating, find one who might be able to point us in the right direction.
I mean, you can certainly move around a lot faster than we can.
Flips through her book. It's basically here we go. The heroes of old, the heroes of Shadow Pike, and here it is. A crystal dragon.
A crystal dragon, I don't know what you mean.
My mother mentioned something like that once, and it's one of her stories.
Yeah, I read stories and poems that they met a crystal dragon who helped guide them.
That sounds made up, but
No, I'm entirely certain it's real.
Mary's eyes start glowing. Oh no!
well, if you can find this crystal dragon and get him to reveal the secrets of Ilona, I would be happy to start believing in him, but do you know where this supposed creature is?
It's far to the south from here, I think. Down
How
near
far?
further towards Grand Tree.
Ugh, that's thousands of miles away.
It is very far, yes.
A bit out of our reach, even for me.
That's the only thing I can think of, because crystals don't really grow old, and it's a dragon. So
I mean-
those are old. It
I'll
is.
ask my mum. Also, I mean, she should probably know about the whole winter situation by this point. It's things are gonna get real. I'll try not to mention the whole like kidnapped royalty thing, but you know.
Yes. An ancient elf would probably be our best source of information. I'll continue reading the book and see if I can drudge up an oracle. In the meantime, keep that temple in mind. Perhaps there's something there that can help our cause even yet.
Yeah, I would be interested in doing so and meeting this elder myself.
It would be nice.
Now, if you'll excuse me, there's a bit of a draft out here. He will.
Hard to tell from here.
Go on back inside.
Yeah, I will look down and shiver in my jammy jams, clamber back into tiny hut.
Yeah, let's go back to bed. Come on, I'll warm you up.
I should mention that the lizard folk said they were going to try to kill us now.
I mean, we'll deal with it when it happens.
Alright, so the party completes their long rest and gets ready to head out towards the graveyard, I believe, is your next destination.
Looks
Yes.
like we're gonna
Time
have
for
to
me to
deal with
fucking
lizard
pick me some
ninjas now.
spells.
Lizard ninjas.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I would love to.
Only a little bit.
Only slightly wrong.
Ke kakuduri.
We continue on. 1, 2.
Yeah, I guess since I'll end up burning spell slots overnight before, waking up and preparing magic, I'll do a dream sending,
Okay.
in which I will send a sending to Mumsy.
Mumsy.
Mumsy, please.
Oh, if you're gonna say hi to if you're gonna go talk to your mom, can say hi for me.
I will pass it along, especially since, new child on the way.
Oh,
That's
yes.
right.
Yes, tell her she's gonna be a grandma.
Will do. Again.
Legit. This
At
time.
which point I'll pause and mention to Sarah, do you want my mum to know about you? I imagine my sister kept it kind of close to the chest, but...
I don't know. What would she do if she knew about me?
I have no idea, but I mean, if Elle still lives in the town, then she might get sought out, probably for positive reasons as opposed to whatever she's imagining. But certainly a thing to consider.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Save that till I can meet her in person.
Yeah, all right. But in the other sense, I guess I have to let her know about.
Let her know about Babu.
Yeah.
Alright, and presumably about the winter situation and all that.
Yes, I will. I have so many spell slots that I will try and I'll just make it a series of lengthy messages by this point.
Alright,
And
so
along
is there
the lines
anything
of-
you ask
yeah.
her in return? That'd
I
require
ask
a
her
response?
if she. Yeah, I guess I ask her if she has any access to banks of knowledge related to things Asiran. Likewise, if she fucking knows anything about secret ancient cults to magical dragon goddesses. Really any kind of insight would help, because otherwise it's kind of sounding like we're gonna have to break into a temple owned by the Knights Templar of Lizard Kind.
Only a little bit.
I mean, that's basically what that sounds like, right? I'm not crazy. It sounds like we have to go fight the Knights Templar of Lizards.
No, I mean you're not.
She chose poorly.
So I think we'll call it here and have you guys show up at the graveyard next time.
Yeah. Well then, in which
See.
case, thank you very much as usual for running, Savin. It was a good old fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fall asleep now.
Alright, well, first get some XP before you go to sleep.
I do love that XP.
Alright, did you explore a new or interesting location for the first time?
I explored that ghost pussy.
Zanza did.
Yeah. Also, Casternex's cave is the first time we've actually been to a shiny new house.
Yeah. It's more of a, draconic bachelor pad, but yeah, it's alright. Did you discover a new and interesting truth about the world?
Yes.
Yeah, like a shit ton about these lizard templars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, lizard ninjas.
I think Templar's probably somewhat more accurate.
Like, all I can think of is literally, like, Indiana Jones. At the end, where it's just the old fucking knight who's been watching over the cup for goodness knows how long.
You can't fool me, Savin. I saw that hand sign he did before he poofed away into nothing.
Oh, did he do a dramatic exit no jutsu?
Oh boy. Did you make a new ally or a lasting enemy?
We've made a lasting enemy.
Yeah, I think you guys have officially
Our
upgraded
first
the
lasting enemy.
Knights of Slyreth to enemy status.
And also, I
First
think Karla
one.
Kasner has become ally status by this point.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Between Ghost Pussy Smash and also helping her to finally change her spell loadout.
Yep.
Tasha, what did you just eat? Give me that.
Something important, Papa.
Gross. Alright, did you advance or complete a quest?
Yes, we
Yes.
advanced
Yes.
the 2 quests, I guess.
Alright, and lastly, did you neutralize a direct threat to the Queen's peace? I don't think so.
No.
No.
Alright, so, let's see. This is session 32. You have earned 4 experience points, and this has been the 16th to the 17, 18, 19, 20, 21st. When you arrive at the gate graveyard.
Neat.
Neat indeed.
Look
Alright.
at us, we're less than 10 experience away from yet another level.
Wait, how much EXP did we get?
4.
4.
Okay.
Alright, thanks for watching, chat. See you guys later.